Hello and welcome to a premiere of a new game here. This is Tales Across Halcyon City. We're going to be playing Masks: A New Generation. I can speak. Setting the tone pretty accurately for how this is all going to unfold here. I'm your game master, Thomas, and I'm joined by Ari Wolf.
Hey guys, Ari here. You probably know me from the Champions Bond playtest, or Among Us.
Also joined by Crystal and Kitsune.
Hi guys, I'm Crystal Kitsune, and this is my fourth or fifth character that I've played on this channel.
Probably just stick to the recent stuff here. Let's not dig this far back.
I'm just saying fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
So you probably know me as I just finished playing Lara. On our interstitial game, I played Tawny, and then last year I played Lilith.
Just like the game wrapping, we don't need to go. Like I said,
I don't care, honey. I'm having fun.
Okay, fine. Have fun at my expense.
I am.
So harsh. Joined by JDSP.
Hey, it's me, Janie SB. I've recently finished Janox in the individual game, but I've been in a few games before this.
Yep. It's also joined by Mistral.
Hi, I'm Mistral. Yeah, you also know me from Champions Bond playtest where I play Corey.
Okay. Joined by Radical Dishonesty.
Hi, I'm Radical Dishonesty. You probably don't remember me. We don't have a lot of viewers. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I need a roll to take a powerful blow.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I've played
Okay, 1 second.
played a handful of other games on this channel.
Okay, we're back.
Over the time here, and I'm going to play another one. Let's do it.
Why does it always right? Okay. I'm having issues lately. Okay, and lastly, I'm joined by Zeiston.
Hello, I'm Zyston, and I was worried you forgot about me. There was like a long pause there. I've most recently played Zyston, and I think I pretty much
I'm not
own
doing
half
any
of
this
this
because, unfortunately,
channel right now.
He says he owns half
I've
the
been here.
channel.
Alright, sorry about my connection.
The technical difficulties of such
Yes, technical difficulties.
Are we doing the slot or are we
1
more
second here.
relaxing today?
Fine. Come on.
Just going to reduce the number of devices
Come on.
that are plugged in over here that might be taking up connection.
Good boy. Good boy.
Okay, hopefully that will help. Sorry about that. Again, really setting the tone here.
Also,
So could you go ahead
don't
and
worry.
reduce-
are we
No, you don't get to leave.
I'm
Stay
channel?
here.
I'm sorry, Zeiston, your entire intro did not get captured at all.
Okay. Well, like I said, I was Zyston. I thought you forgot about me because of the long pause, and recently I played Zyston, but I think I pretty much own half of the channel from how much I've been here.
Yeah. You're definitely an old regular here from the beginning.
Also, are we streaming right now? Because I'm not seeing the game up.
What do you mean not seeing the game up? Like, I know we just had a connection
Well,
issue.
I don't think we're streaming on YouTube anymore.
No, I think we're.
Yeah, we're on Twitch now.
So they're on Twitch
Hey,
now.
honey.
Yeah.
hand me
Oh,
your
I
notebook.
see. Okay. I was all prepared on our YouTube, and I was like, oh,
That's mine.
we're not there anymore.
I
Okay.
just need to write some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Also,
don't-
remember trying to put stuff right
Curious.
behind me, and that is on camera for the stream.
Okay.
So. Alright,
It's
sorry.
not really that bad.
I know. I'm just saying try not
Who cares if stuff are behind you?
It's just extra stuff, okay?
Okay.
Anyways, we're going to be playing, as I said before, Masks: A New Generation, a game of teenage superheroes and all the accompanying drama.
I need a pen.
If you're familiar with our past exploits on this channel, we did a previous game called Limited Series, which was intended to be a short tie-over that lasted 6 months at least. This time
Yeah,
I'm
a short
shooting
one.
for 6 months, and God, I hope it doesn't take over a year.
Okay.
Nothing against anything. I don't want it to run too long, that the story feels like it's dragging on. 'Cause that was definitely some parts of the last game we ran, Interstitial, where it's just like I had planned too much stuff, but not enough stuff at the same time. It was weird, but anyways, where's my book? We're gonna start by having everyone kind of take turns reading off the descriptive, the intro to each of the playbooks, and then we're gonna kind of have everyone kind of discuss which playbooks they want to play. So, this is our session 0, so we're just going to be creating characters. If you've gone into this video this far and just like, okay, we're going to skip to the fun stuff, well, either A, it will be out hopefully if you're archive binging, but otherwise, next week we are intending to do a filler game while we get art assets and I figure out what in the world I'm doing. And then we should, after that, hopefully get on to actually playing the game. So, alright. Ari, can you read the bull? Crystal, could
You want me to read the bull?
the bull?
Okay, just make sure I'm hearing you right.
Crystal, could you read the beacon? Because I skipped a page.
Okay.
Jane, could you read the delinquent? Mistral, could you get the doomed? Rad, could you get the Janus? And Zyson, can you get the legacy?
All right.
Are
Okay.
you?
You ready for me?
Yep, I'm ready for you, Ari.
The bull. You're big, strong, and tough. You know what fighting really is, and you're good at it. Sure, you've got a soft side too. But you only show that to the people you care about most. Everyone else, they can eat your fist.
Okay. Crystal, could you go ahead and read off?
Remember, I'm using the book.
Well, you didn't say you're. No, when I thought that, I thought you were just going to open up the book thing. I don't. Honey, it's on the page.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's no. The playbooks aren't actually in that book.
Oh. Okay. The beacon. You don't have to do this. You could probably have a safe, decent, simple life. It'd be nice, but come on! Superpowers, aliens, wizards, time travel. You're out of your depth, but who cares? This is awesome. Everybody should try it. Okay, so then where do I have these if I'm causing a problem?
I think I shared it to you on the Google Drive.
Okay.
Jane, could you go ahead and read yours?
Are we shifting down? Is that what happened? Because the last
No,
one.
I told you which one to pull up.
Oh, okay, I'll talk about the delinquent.
Yep.
You got these cool powers, but everyone keeps telling them how to use them. You know what they need? Someone to give them trouble, to make sure they don't always get their way. And hey, you're the perfect hero to do it.
Alright. Go ahead, read yours, Mistral.
The doomed. Something about your powers dooms you. It's just a matter of time before your doom comes for you. Until then, though, you've got a nemesis who needs fighting in a world that needs saving. After all, it's better to burn out than fade away.
Yeah, I don't have it, honey.
Okay. It should actually check the pinned messages in the Mass channel.
Okay.
Radical, could you go ahead and read the one I gave you?
Yeah. Wake up, breakfast, school, work, Homework, sleep, repeat. This burns you up being stuck in this life, unable to make a real difference. That is, until you put on the mask. And then you can be someone else. Hero.
Alright. Go ahead, Dyson, read yours.
All right, the legacy. You are the latest in a storied heroic legacy. Legacy.
What?
A family that shared a name and cause now.
Just go, sir.
Everybody is watching and waiting to see what you got. It takes to hold the tradition. No pressure, right?
Alright. And I got the Nova here. You're a font of power. Channel it and you can remake the world into exactly what you want. Unleash it and you can do miracles. It's wonderful and terrifying. Lose control even for a second and other people will get hurt.
Can anyone link me to the playbooks?
I got it.
Alright, well, while you two are working on that, Jane, can you get the Outsider? Mistral, can you get the Protege? And Rad, can you get the Transformed?
Thank you.
Okay.
You're not from here. Your home is an amazing place full of beauty and wonder. But there's something to this place, something special you're missing back home. Something human. So, yeah, you'll be hanging around. At least for now.
Okay. Protege, you proved yourself to an experienced hero. You think you've got what it takes. They've been training you for a while, and now you have to decide, do you want to be them, or will you find your own path?
Alright. So, what does everyone kind of, so we'll just
Didn't
kind
you
of...
miss reading one?
Oh, yeah, Rad.
Oh, the transform.
Rad. Transformed. You recall a time not too long ago when you looked normal, when you didn't feel their stares, when you didn't hear their grasps, when no one thought of you as a monster. Those were the days, huh?
Okay. Now, properly, what is everyone kind of, like, what's, just gonna try to go in reverse order here. So, because Zyson's the one who already commissioned art ahead of this, so he's kind of locked in.
Yeah, I'm going for the doomed.
Oh, crap, it happened again. Okay, sorry, I lost it there.
Nope.
All right.
I mean, he even has the character art prepared for it, so.
Go ahead and repeat yourself there, Dyson.
All right, the stream doesn't like me, but I'm going for the doomed.
So yeah, you're doing the doomed. What? Give us a basic, couple sentence summary of what you had in mind here.
All right. Basically, character at a really young age watched his parents get torn apart by demons, and in his teens found out he can do magic and has summoned a demon to give him powers for the price of his soul.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, a part of me wants to say, like, going off on a different imprint here, going less Marvel DC and more, like, Image Comics, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I kind of been watching Spawn, and
Oh yeah, Spawn was what
I also
Image
like
did.
Dylan and Crybaby. Like,
I need to watch that still. Spawn.
Yeah.
To rewatch
Brad,
that
I'm gonna
now.
because I know you were having the most hewing and hawing, so I'm gonna hit you last, Brad, if that's okay.
Right, but I yeah, okay, but I already
If you want,
okay.
like, if you feel confident enough to describe it and say what you want to use for this, go ahead and say it.
You want me to do it later? Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
All right, Mistral, what playbooks are you looking at, and kind of what's your concept?
I'm leaning towards the Transformed. Basically, a person who is, has the power of, fire, power, but essentially to the point where they are essentially made out of fire at this point, and because of that, cannot have any physical contact whatsoever.
And probably has to have a containment suit
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
it has a special containment suit.
Yep. Fitting. It's not the traditional. Like, even if it's just the heat without being turned into fire kind of thing, it's still gonna, the suit and everything is still gonna hit the notes of being the transformed. So, alright, Jane.
Well, for my concept, I was kind of going off of two different playbooks could work, I think, easily. The Janus or the Legacy, because I was going to go with kind of a reverse-ish Batman character in a really goofy way. That, as a civilian, they were some goth emo teen who probably like just your stereotypical edgelord. But then suddenly, by odd coincidence, they are chosen to become a magical girl. And thus, all of a sudden, they go from a emo, edgy boy into just this perky, happy, bubblegum and sugar and all that stuff superhero.
Yeah, and that could also be the protege, too.
Yeah, that was my third concept, possibly.
Because,
We need one
So I'm pretty
concept.
flexible on my playbook, probably, but
You only need one concept, though. No.
anyways.
I would probably.
Anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're just going to hit the summary, then we can kind of do some discussion here.
Okay.
Solemn.
Okay.
I am playing. I'm going to be playing the protege.
Okay, you're actually going
I changed my mind last minute. I
Okay.
just looked over those things. I figured if I was going to go with the runaway angle, the protege would be better.
Okay.
So my character is so human name is Thea Castellanos.
High concept here. We're just
High
talking about
concepts.
playbooks and just like a summary of what you're wanting to do here.
Okay. She is a character that comes from a legacy of superheroes based off of Greek mythology. She is a runaway because she has a fucked up relationship with her family, and has been trained by the previous Artemis.
Okay.
Who is now soon to be something else, but I'm trying to figure out what the fuck she is now.
Okay, well, that's stuff we'll figure out here.
I'm
so.
figuring things out.
Yeah,
I'm
but
doing
we're
research.
all figuring things out.
I'm doing research.
More research.
I mean, that's the point, right?
No, you gotta make it like the Flash. What is it? Oh, it's not Flash and Kid Flash. It's the Flash, the Flash, the Flash, and the Flash.
yes. All
Who
the
cares?
different characters.
Not to be confused with the Flash, the superhero Flasher.
God.
Anyway,
Boy.
so following that,
Let's
boy,
get the ball.
Ari, what playbooks are you looking at? And what's your
So,
concept?
I'd really like to use the Nova, actually, because the powers I'm thinking about using is kind of like a she can create things out of energy type of deal. But she specializes in tech.
Okay. Alright. So, alright.
Very
Brad?
very wide concept there, I know.
And what playbook were you thinking of, perhaps?
Nova.
The Nova.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Radical.
All right. I was basically thinking of the Outsider playing a clothing wizard who sort of weirdly lives in another world because he could speak to the spirits of clothing, and probably was raised in like a monastic order of some kind, far away from the influences of the modern world.
Well, it could be like
Very
another
Doctor
dimension.
Strange. I like it.
I think yours is my favorite concept so far.
It's like the power of
Well, the
clothes
rest
to
of
tell you.
ours are kind
The
of
power
normal.
of clothing.
Help
Well,
you to dance.
Look, there's a reason why this is this game I'm doing it for. I thought of this being like, this would be a cool character for other game systems that are way crunchier, and you have to define everything really specifically.
Oh, come
And
on.
like it wasn't gonna happen. It was not gonna happen.
Sorry, we lost most of that, but I'm not gonna demand that you repeat anything.
All right, that's fine. We can. It will become obvious as I continue to describe my character.
We'll figure
Okay,
out
so,
more and more as we go.
Yes.
So really, the only person who does not have a singular playbook that they want to play right now is Jane's character. So let's kind of figure out which one you want to be. So between the Legacy and the Janus. So the question is, do you want like a family, like a succession, is a like multi-generational succession of this magical girl power, or do you want to be kind of like?
I kind of imagined it was one of those situations where probably my character just happened to be a random bystander doing a magical girl fight. The magical girl actually lost, and thus the villain, laughed evilly and felt successful, and thus I just happened to be the nearest by person to inherit the new power or whatever.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Green Lantern thing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have the
actually,
power
I feel
of
like in
great
that case,
magical
it would be better leaning
magic
more on
inside
the
of you,
side
what?
because the Legacy is about being part of the larger family thing, but like if you want to kind of like focus more on your own kind of thing of balancing the double life, that is what the Janus's jam is.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
two debates
No,
about
nobody
that.
nobody else
I could
chose
easily see
nobody
going
else chose
off.
the delinquent, did they?
No.
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 So you ended up doing the transform.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be a different personality
transformed
for the
was-
character.
yeah.
Though.
Seemed to work better.
Yeah.
Why am I connection? Why do you hate me?
I kind of go. I would probably go with the. I would probably go with the Janus just
I would
because it
too.
falls into the more magical girl tropes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I would definitely go with
Right.
the Janus for that one.
Yeah, sorry, a lot of the conversation
Yeah, I was
was
thinking that
lost.
would be a little bit more the focus of my character anyway. That there is technically a legacy, and I may eventually try to take a few things from that playbook as well.
Mhm.
But the idea being is that I am very. It is definitely a dual identity sort of deal, more than a legacy for my character.
One second here, I forgot to clean up a bunch of things that I don't need swimming data right now. Okay, there we go. That poked up a lot higher there. Okay, sorry though. Hopefully that will iron out the bugs here and that as it drops
Well,
again.
let's put session 0 to 4. So
Yeah, there it goes again.
Clear.
Okay, there it goes. We're back.
A little bit better there.
It fluctuates, but I mean the fact that I'm having no problem hearing you guys is what I was talking about. So
No.
sorry about that.
Hey, this is a good session to make sure we work out some of these technical issues.
Yeah.
Hey, technology's weird.
Yes,
so...
I'm sure once we do this and he figures it out, we will never have any technical issues again.
Never, ever. Just ask
And
that
just play a
comment.
montage of all the stuff we skipped over in interstitial because of technical issues.
Yeah.
But yes, anyways, so it sounds like you're kind of solid on the Janus playbook for your goth turn.
I feel that would be more fitting for the storyline, although I may be taking stuff eventually from like the legacy and stuff, and that can be part of
You
my
can
story.
still have a legacy, but it's not your character's focus. Your story is about balancing the two worlds, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So, first and foremost here, this was kind of brought up as a discussion in our pre-game chat, based on the fact that at least 2 of our characters are in the foster care system right now. So, okay, 3, I guess.
I don't know.
Initially.
Just trying to I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
Remember,
not in the foster
my
care
character
system
is no
right now.
longer appropriate
I'm a
for that.
runaway.
Remember,
Fair enough.
I chose the concept that wasn't that.
Okay, so I just wanted a quick touch on that to see if that's the direction we wanted to go, or all right, but it looks like things have shifted a bit, so that's not going to be a commonality thing here. Okay.
I mean, it could still be a common background for some characters, and they could have,
Yeah,
I don't know, grown up together or something.
yeah, because like you guys are teenagers, full of angst. You're little angst buckets.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Some more than
Is
others.
that how
No.
we're describing it?
That's
Yes,
how I
teenagers.
describe it. I'm allowed to do it how I want. But all right, let's kind of get some of the basics here, kind of going. So, all right, let's start with you, Crystallum,
Yes,
because I know you have a lot of things fleshed out. So,
I do.
why don't we kind of go over your playbook's choices here for your description and such?
Okay. At least I have that stuff fleshed out. Now I have no longer have a lot of my stuff fleshed out because I changed playbooks.
That's fine.
Oh, I like it. I like this better. Are my playbooks? There they are. Okay, so are we gonna start on the look?
Name and real name if you got that far,
Thea Castellanos.
and your hero name.
Artemis.
All right. Your next one's your gender.
Female.
All right. Ethnicity.
Ethnicity is
Greek.
Greek. Yeah, I'm Greek.
Say Greek.
I'm Greek.
Say
Yeah, I
Greek.
look
So
like Greek.
it's like I
All
say that
Greek
as like
to-
your
it's all
character is
Greek
very
to her.
I'm Greek. Yeah.
um
So like kind of olive skin. So not like fully white, but
yeah no
Greek.
yeah no Greek is an
You mean
actual
me?
Yeah, I look like Ray, basically. At least skin tone. Skin tone, I look like
which
Ray.
is great for the people at home who don't see anything other than my pasty white complexion.
You know what? If you
Wow.
want to know what I look like, go view the old Champions Bond videos. You'll see me.
Oh yeah those have but
That's a video.
anyways your body type.
More athletic body.
Okay, so you're kind of all right. School. Your for your out of costume look. School uniform, casual clothes, fashionable clothes, or loose clothes.
Fashionable clothes.
All right, so you. All right. I know I'm trying not to, but I am getting so much Wonder Woman vibes. Just there's a lot of overlap there.
There is a whole lot of overlap between her and Wonder Woman. I told you she is kind of like Wonder Woman meets She-Ra. So...
Alright, colorful costume, mentors, garb, protective wear, or a simple costume for your heroing.
The mentor's garb.
Okay. Alright, and now I'm going to have you look ahead to your abilities and such, and kind of think on those while I kind of go to the next person.
Yeah.
So. Alright, Jane. Let's kind of figure out what your... Do you have any names figured out for your...
Oh,
Like, if you don't,
That's-
that's fine. We can kind of come back. That can be also. It's also a good as a finishing touch.
as I said, thematically, I'm just trying to figure out the most night and day of identity things for this character. Like, obviously, my hero name may be the second most edgy name compared to Dustin's character.
So,
Like,
Hero
ironically, I think that's actually a character thing that will happen is that me and Dustin may hang out in our civilian ideas. And he would have no idea because as a hero, I would be completely different.
yeah. Okay. This is gonna be like a weird thing, but it's just like this is just one of those weird things like I've seen show up in weird tropes. Is were you a boy that was turned into a magical girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I will say, per the look, it's technically androgynous per se, because they're
Androgynous or shifting, you can kind of go with either one there.
would probably be the one that would.
But yeah, you get the idea. The idea is, as a guy, maybe they're not a manly man, but they are definitely male.
Yeah. Okay. It's just one of the things, like, I wanted to be crystal clear on that one. So, what ethnicity on the list are you looking at?
That was the other side, is if I want to make this even more complicated, is I imagine if I'm going very traditional magical girl, I am definitely probably Asian/white looking as a one. But as a male, to further even add some differentiate, do I want to give him a different identity there?
I would say not. Just it gets a little
All
weird
right.
at that
All right,
point.
that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that is the ultimate secret identity when you literally look completely different than your hero.
Yes. All right. So.
But no, I get that.
All right. Yeah. That starts getting into a little weirder territory.
Yeah, that's just So I'm okay with just leaving that.
All right. So costume, clothing, not costume. Like, where is your civilian duds? You have
A civilian go probably pretty. As a normal guy, probably pretty grunge, normal, boring clothing. Maybe a little bit fancier in some ways, but probably very introverted to the fact that they probably would not normally wear anything too out there.
Yeah, like, it's dark clothing that's not necessarily shock clothing, but enough to kind of, like, grunge. Yeah, grunge is actually probably a good term for what you're just kind of what I'm getting off of you. Yeah, like I say, they give the list, but you can always go off script if you have something very specific in mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, do you have an iconic costume, a concealing costume, a distract? You know what? We describe your magical girl here, because I feel like she's
all the above. It is definitely. It's probably going to be very girly and frilly. It's probably going to have a long, like, frills, petticoat, all the sorts of girly accessories and craziness that would totally throw off someone who is well more reserved.
So very distracting.
Flashy.
Yeah, exactly. Totally distracting might be the one most easy way to describe it.
All right, and lastly, the mask. A featureless mask, helmet, character mask, small mask, hood, full disguise.
I'm honestly tempted to say it's Subway, depending on the theme I go with my heroes. Is my mask technically, because it's magical transformation, would I need a mask in general? But if I had to describe it, maybe it could just be a pair of, like, animal ears or something like that. Something
like,
that's
or
really,
just like this,
really
the classic hero, just the simple domino mask over the eyes.
Yeah, it's just, I would have to see how many magical girls actually do have what you would consider a normal mask, but I think you kind of get my
And if not, you can just say full disguise. I'm not anything like what I look normally.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Oh, that's right. That is the last option. So definitely that last.
Yeah. So, and again, sit there, percolate on your abilities. We'll come back around to those in the next pass. All right, Mistral, you are looking at the transformed.
Yep.
All right. Gender presentation?
Male.
All right. I guess I should have asked this. Do you already have a name in mind?
Hero name, yes. Real name, no.
Okay, that's fine. Sometimes.
Yeah, if you're sticking with Inferno, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, Inferno. Okay, cool. All right. Ethnicity, at least, because you had this before you hit superhero puberty.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the white.
Okay. Your eyes.
Human eyes.
Alright. We're just gonna skip over the flesh because I think we got that pretty well described already.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
Charred. Burned. Not visible.
Not so much not invisible, you just can't literally touch it.
Yeah.
Charred and burned.
Yeah, and I think
he's like Rogue with fire.
So I guess costume. I'm gonna go a little off script on this one because you've talked to me a bit about your concept. Like, how do you obviously will have to have some kind of safety suit. Like, how does that kind of look? Is it like an Iron Man suit where you have like mechanized apertures to let the heat out? Is it more like just basic thermal stuff?
It's more thermal.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it's not so much that he needs to let heat out. He needs to keep his heat from touching others.
I know, but as the superheroing part of it, like that's kind of like, so it's just protective kind of thing, and
basically that's probably his more that protective gear is more is regular stuff. He tends, I mean, in terms of like fights, and stuff, it's because he does have power over flames. It's less of a thing of
using his own heat versus he just manipulates what's already around him. Okay, all right, cool. Got enough for your guy. Got the basics. Mm-hmm. Radical. Time for you to go through the Outsider. Again, we can always go off script for things. So,
sure.
So gender for your character?
I mean, he's a boy, a man or teenage boy, but I guess a little vague part there is, he probably doesn't wear normal clothing in most ways. Like, he wears probably a wider variety of clothing than you would expect most men to wear.
Yeah.
But it's probably mostly what you would consider sort of an ordinary.
Yeah.
Ordinary.
We're going to probably skip past
a male thing, yes.
Yeah. We're going to skip past the body because I think we've discussed, like, you're pretty straightforward human body.
Yes, human body.
So, do you have any weird things, like, with your eyes for this? Obviously, this could be magic stuff, so...
It could be magic stuff. I would say probably normally it's not a lot, but that doesn't seem very outsidery either.
Your eyes are buttons.
Please.
What is this Coraline shit?
Please no. Please no. No.
Sorry, I was just going off the whole fabric thing.
This turned into like a Coraline nonsense.
As I said, what's with this Coraline shit?
All right, guys. It was just a little joke here.
Oh boy.
We know. We are controlled.
Kind of.
Are we?
No.
Dog.
Right.
Sit. Thank you.
I'm under control.
Clothing for your non-supering side of thing.
It's probably. I mean, the names of this is probably flashy, mismatched clothing.
Yeah.
Maybe not mismatched. Actually, like I haven't entirely decided if like the clothes will basically always look good together, or if it's going to be some kind of circumstance where
you toe the line on avant-garde.
Yeah. Whether it's going to be like, oh no,
Hey,
this person has amazing fashion sense versus no, the person just sort of wears things because that's not the focus,
So your male rarity.
I think rarity's more fashionable.
Alright. And I guess, so do you dress differently when you're off doing the super stuffs?
I would say this is probably a person who sort of wears the one thing all the time, kind of thing. But there has to be one of the things is it probably should be something that is like a specific like kind. I don't know. Does that?
How about your clothes shift?
I mean, there will probably be a level of that.
I also, just because of the description as, clothes wizard, I figure you do have the floppy conical hat.
Possibly, yes.
Seeing his scarf too, but
I
that's
mean,
just me.
Oh god, it's the doctor scarf.
Your dad, like,
I
That's
mean, it's
not
probably
where
it's
my
probably,
brain went,
it's
but
probably
it
a
is
lot
now.
longer than a doctor scarf. Probably
Oh,
billows in the
God.
wind, even though there's no wind. That kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
The scarf is floating 20 feet away.
Whoops.
It's your most loyal article of clothing. You've been training it since it was a ball of yarn.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think we got enough on we kind of got your style down for that, so
Right.
we'll jump forward and kind of think percolate on your abilities, yada yada. We've said it all before. All right, Zeisend. So how sharp is your edge?
It is the sharpest of edges.
All right. Do you have? I guess I should have asked this for Rad too, but I never heard a name attached, so I didn't think he had anything specific in mind.
I don't have a name.
Alright.
There's no name concept.
That's fine. Names can come in later. So Zeisend, do you have a name?
Yes, I do. His name is Rainer Vandran Elson.
And do you have a hero name?
That is his hero name.
Just for simplicity's sake, it's Blackbird.
Like I say, your character could also be one that just goes by their name. Like, it's just like...
It's kind of just the kind of thing that he's known for, just not like...
Epic name!
He doesn't call himself that, like...
Can we have a jar for every time someone forgets it?
Alright, so...
But then we'd each have to have our own jar.
Yes, so...
oh, God,
as we all know that, as I pointed out earlier, he is the one with his own art already. So
Yeah,
I believe your character is male, right?
that is correct.
Just because it's hard to tell sometimes with our ethnicity is just
Yeah, he is pasty white.
okay.
Pasty white.
Eyes.
They're steely eyes.
I'm sorry, I can't read the on here. The list is angry eyes, and I cannot think of Mr. Potato Head when I read that line.
I got my angry eyes.
Oh no.
Yes, and he has unassuming clothing and no costume.
Okay.
Unless
Yeah.
you count that coat as Grim costume.
Yeah. No. So. All right. Sit on your abilities here as we kind of keep going around the circle. So, Ari.
Hi.
All right, you're going with the Nova.
Uh-huh.
And the Nova is not the Legacy.
No, the Nova is not the
No,
legacy.
it's not.
The example characters, when you're looking at the tiny little thumbnails, actually have fairly similar color palettes.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they're right next to each other, so
They're pretty similar, yeah, I guess.
at a distance read. Anyways. Alright, so character's gender?
Female.
Okay. Ethnicity.
White. I'm thinking German descent.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Okay, because you got unplugged.
Oh.
Alright, so is your skin like glowing skin, inorganic skin, marked skin, or normal skin?
I'm gonna go with marked because she has thorns running up her left forearm.
Okay.
It's more of a scar than anything, but I think it fits.
Did you piss off the Fae?
Sure.
Like, seriously,
We'll
like...
go with that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you're talking about German descent, like, you're talking, like, the home of Grimm's fairy tales, like...
I am. I'm fully aware that I'm doing this.
Okay! Alright. So how's your clothing look? You got fashionable, casual, formal, or dark?
Something typically more casual.
Okay.
Not really a stand-out-ish kind of style.
Alright. Costume. Colorful, uniform, mythological, fantastical, or no? Costume.
I'm not fully sure of this one because her costume is supposed to be black,
Well, like
and none of these seem to really fit.
like you say, you could use.
You can also come up with your own thing. You don't have to go
These
with
are
those.
like prompts to get you thinking, like to get you going on that. So
Fair enough.
well,
Fair enough.
describe what you have in mind then.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be a sleeveless black coat, no undershirt, because jacket's going to be zipped shut, and like pants of some sort.
So honestly,
Like,
I
I'm
feel like
thinking
it's almost like no costume at a level. Like
a little bit. I don't have a full concept in mind because I haven't had a chance to sit down and like draw out anything.
just costume wise, my brain is kind of just getting a little
But
Jessica
she's
Jones
gonna have
vibe.
like the utility belts and utility belts and all of that
So,
weird nonsense.
yeah, weirdly a casual costume, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's more casual than because she's not really flashy. So
She just has phenomenal cosmic power.
Itty bitty
Sure.
baby space.
no,
I wasn't saying it. I wasn't saying it.
how dare you? Also, name. Real name is Aspen Stark. Hero name is Archangel.
Okay. All right. Well, since we're kind of on you, we'll kind of just pivot to you, kind of starting up on your abilities here. I feel
Okay.
like the Novas are pretty straightforward, and because not like. So it says, go ahead and read the section on abilities on your playbook.
Abilities. You can fundamentally control the world around you. Choose one option from the list as a broad base for your control. Telekinesis and telepathy, sorcery, biokinesis, elemental control, gravity manipulation, and cosmic energies.
So, like, what do you have in mind for your character's powers?
So the original concept when I was tossing ideas in the air is she can kind of create items out of pure energy.
Okay.
Like, I'll use an apple for example because it's the first thing that's coming to my head. Like, she can create an apple to just like throw at somebody,
Yeah.
or
The classic Green Lantern ring effect.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good explanation of it. It is very Green Lantern-ish now that I think about it.
Yeah. So.
Because she sticks more towards tech and weaponry in her creations, but she can also do things that are a little more organic. Like she can. One of the main ones she probably uses is she gives herself wings to be able to maneuver around the battlefield.
Yeah. So why don't we just, for the sake of picking on the list here, we'll just call that a subset of cosmic energies.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right. We're gonna just kind of keep going in the same order we've been going all night. So, Crystalum,
Okay.
because you have the most complicated abilities.
Yeah, I have to come up with. Wait, why do I have the most complicated abilities?
Because you don't just define your abilities, you also define your mentors.
Yeah, which I've actually already kind of thought of it, and my abilities are going to be weird.
Alright, so pick one ability that both. Basically, you get to pick one ability from the list for you, one for your mentor, and one that you both share. Because you have slightly different abilities, even though you are inheriting the same.
While I'm in this, I want to kind of explain one thing I want to do with a power. Because I'm going to go into these abilities, but I came up with a really cool idea for a power because so Artemis is like the goddess of the goddess of childbirth, but she Artemis as a goddess had these abilities of being able to both heal and being able to cause diseases.
Okay.
So I want to use that for her.
Okay.
Like an ability to literally like cause a disease by touch.
Alright.
So I want to use that, and I want to use like earth control because she was also like the goddess of forests and hills.
So why don't we call the shared ability as elemental control?
Elemental control,
And
yeah.
we'll just specifically say that applies to your divine purview kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what unique thing do you have that your mentor lacks?
I'm gonna look at these. I kind of wanted the disease control to be something that just I have.
Okay.
I thought that'd be kind of cool. I'm just thinking what I would put that under.
Yeah, well, I don't think the problem is there isn't a fundamental good fit for that because it's kind of a weird pot.
There's not.
Like, it still can be something that's unique to you, but I feel like there's got to be a more basic.
Yeah, I'll go under these. Right. That would probably be the powerful armor.
Okay, so basically she's passed on a divine set of armor to you, so she doesn't have it anymore.
Yes.
What does she have that you don't?
That is going to be the impossible fighting skills.
Okay, so basically, you may have the armor, but she could just own you in a second.
Throw me across a river.
Why a river?
I don't know. She could throw me to the other side of the world, basically, yeah.
Throw you across the planet.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Alright, Jen.
Ox.
Nope, not this game. Alright, your abilities.
Alright, looking over the options, I definitely like substance mimicry because that is a very magical girl thing to have.
So you could change into metal, stone.
Oh, that's what substance. I thought that was make things. Okay, sorry.
I mean,
I misunderstood that slightly.
Yeah, that's how I always see.
No, then I misunderstood what that meant. But then I do have an ability idea. But I imagine, you know how magic girls usually have the exact right item to quote fix a solution, even if it's not completely obvious. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Dustin knows a very specific example of a show we've watched in the past where that is their primary power.
Downright
miraculous. I'm not going to say it right now.
Yeah.
I was thinking that would be a very fitting power in that way.
Oh yeah, we could kind of fold that under supernatural senses for the purposes of this list.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then maybe also energy absorption, mostly to maybe add a little bit, not only defensive skill that would make sense for a protector type character, but also to work with a certain team member who may need some help in a situation someday. Wink, wink.
Which one? There's two of them that could easily apply to.
Yes. I was thinking of, this apparently made of fire.
Okay.
Apparently made of fire. So in other words, you could develop a hose. Create a hose.
Okay.
Twin powers activate.
A super hose.
Garden hose. Boy, that would be a horrible time to have a Freudian slip. Don't want to end up just lying around the battlefield as a pair of pantyhose.
Oh my god.
Also, I think I at least figured out
what if they took it literally instead of garden hose? It's their garden hose? Like whores?
Let's not go down that road.
Or it could be a guard instead of a hose. It's a gnome.
I'm still working out my character's magical girl self, but
Okay.
I think I worked out a civilian name. Their name is Danny, although they're edgelordy enough that they want to be called Dante.
I love it.
I approve.
Oh god, I love it so much. All right.
You must forgive me if at any point during this game I just start calling people edgelord.
Edgelord. If everyone call everyone edgelord.
Well, I can.
Doesn't
I already know
bother to
two.
remember
I might be
names.
called
Call everyone
edgelord.
edgelord.
So
All right, so
Edge
Minstrel.
Lord some of the time, Edge Lady the rest of the time.
Except for it's not edge. There's no more edge lord as soon as the lady part happens.
Yeah, because then it's a magical girl.
God, the rainbows! My
I'm gonna be
eyes, they're
like-
blinded. It's Edlord or Glitter Princess.
I love the idea that one of the characters just doesn't bother to remember names, so she calls everyone edgelord.
Yes, I love it.
Okay,
I love
Inferno. I think one of your powers off this list by its description, transmuting flesh. I feel
Yeah.
is... So, what other thing comes from this? Like,
yeah, that's gonna be the difficult part because it's just kind of. I have a power set, but
well, I guess let's try to think about the secondary thing. I think we can cut out plant affinity as a pretty solid. There.
You definitely don't have a plant affinity. Not at all.
maybe if I'm lighting them on fire.
Yeah, and I don't think technopathy
No.
likewise. That's it.
Yeah.
So, is like the stuff that is your protective gear? Is that like actually good armor? And like, so you have like the impenetrable armor, or are you just like, you heat equals energy. Your energy goes into your muscles, and you're actually really strong. Or do you have like special thermal senses and everything that expand beyond that kind of thing? You just kind of like.
Our original version, I know, had the thermal senses.
Yeah.
We could use that.
So, like, what one of those kind of?
Yeah, I think I'll go with the thermal senses.
Okay, so you have the superhuman senses. So,
Mhm.
like, it's not just like, oh, I can see in infrared.
No.
No, it's just like you have like, you can like, someone has a thermos. You can tell exactly how cold their stuff has gotten. Spoiler: it's cold. It's not that good of a thermos. Spend your money wisely, people.
Love it.
All right. Radicals. So, what things are you kind of looking at under the? Because, like we had discussed, like we flavoring some of the, because obviously the outsider is more geared towards being an alien versus being interdimensional magical wizard, but
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
kinda-
yeah. Alien weaponry is definitely probably the most likely of what it is reflavored as the enchanted clothing thing.
Yeah. Actually, I think like either weirdly enough, the radical shapeshifting or the telepathy and mind blast kind of connected to clothing stuff.
Yeah, something like that. Radical shapeshifting is probably closer
Yeah.
because it would be the clothing changing shape to do things.
Okay. And like we kind of understand the intent of your powers, so it's like I don't think we're gonna have too much issues. Your powers are weird enough to fit the outsider archetype as is, so no harm, no foul. I think on that one.
As long as you can explain it, it can be done with clothes.
Right.
So all right, so let's move on to Edgelord Prime.
Yes. All right. I'm personally thinking telekinesis, body transmutation, and I'm debating on if I want psychic constructs or superhuman strength and speed.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool if you had the vitality absorption. Not gonna lie there.
Oh,
That
yeah,
must work.
that's very vampiric.
The whole like okay yeah you're buying absorbing things to buy yourself a little more time or power from your it's just dealing the trade.
Hmm.
But that's just my idea, so take them or leave them.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. See, and now you just threw the third option on the table. I'm like,
Well,
All
don't
right,
have
well.
to commit to it right now, so.
Yeah. I might come back to that.
Yeah, alright. So, now we're going to kind of move on to filling out your playbook's features. Because, like, for example, I would normally be going right to Zyson because following the pattern I've been going through, but Zyson has probably the most intricate of things. He has to figure out a Nemesis and a Doom and a Sanctuary, and that's a lot. So, I'm just going to go reverse gear, and we're going to actually start with Radical here. Actually, Radical we're going to skip on this front, because Radical is the Outsider, which has no special features. They just get to pick a third one of their playbook moves.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the moves have enough flavor in and of themselves that they don't need to have okay, this is an important thing that every Outsider needs to have.
Okay.
Likewise with the Transformed. Too bad no one picked the Delinquent, because then we would have had all three. Alright, Janice time.
Stop. Janice time.
Oh, if we're gonna start with me, okay.
Yep. Alright, so we're going to start with, we're going to look over your secret identity stuff.
I don't think I also got to choose my moves yet, but if we're
We're skipping. The
moment,
moves are the absolute last thing I want to worry about, because that is actually okay to be picked off the air.
Relationships. I imagine also relationships and all that stuff will also be something we'll go over. But
that's the next. Like, we're going to after this is the last mechanical step before we start focusing on the backstory and questions and connections and all that stuff.
All right, makes sense.
All right, so you get to choose 3 obligations from the categories of job, school, home, or social.
This is a little kind of difficult, but I don't think it's I'm trying to figure out like what I think. Like, I definitely could see easily my character, especially if of being a school-age student. So normal schoolwork would be a definite thing.
Yeah, basically, this is the stuff that pulls on your mundane life. This is like why you don't. This is stuff that makes you not want to do. That pulls you away from being a hero, the superhero form.
Of course, I could also see my character having a job. Let's say, what is their job? I'm going to say they're tech support. They're a very introverted person, and thus
it's something that they can kind of do without necessarily being out in the field, and it's just basic stuff. It's like, okay, and honestly, I feel like you should have like some social. Like, I'm going to suggest something like take it and leave it, but a version of popularity where it's like you have a reputation you're trying to maintain.
True. As I said, in a similar way, I was thinking there would be a sort of friendship, although I think it would be ironic if my character does have a girlfriend, and thus that could make things really awkward later on in the story.
Okay, yes, we can hit significant other.
Okay.
Like, I may poke you for some questions for the long-term things and what you're comfortable with on that, but we can do that off the air.
No. That I thought that would be a funny idea, just for the
hilarity that is awkward.
All right, I think we got everything done for Ranma here.
Ranma?
Can we change you back and forth with water?
So, anyways, now that we're done with Sailor Ranma,
I'm entertained.
all right, let's go over let's define your mentor with the protege. All right, so which of the 3? So we're going to describe your mentor's labels. So the previous Artemis. What label do they embody? Like, they believe that this is how you be a hero, and which label do you think and a hero never does this?
Labels. Let me find my thing. Okay.
ever do this. Only villains do it.
I'd
Yes,
say
actually.
my mentor embodies savior,
Okay.
and what would mundane be?
Mundane is like you're not a normal person. You are not part of the unwashed masses kind of thing. If they denied it, like savior is save the people. Like let me give you a kind of a summary on all these here, just for thing. Embodying savior would mean that you're like, okay, you always save the civilians. You know, you protect the people. Even if the villain gets away, you're going to save them.
I think embody is actually going to be superior.
Yeah, you are
because I want to use the fact that these are gods and gods are assholes.
So, are you going to go for the superior, embodies superior and denies mundane?
Yes.
So, like, you are better than everyone else, and you aren't normal. You aren't them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. There is one more thing, because you also get...
Because I'm actually kind of leaning towards, because initially my mentor was going to be the previous Athena, but I'm almost leaning towards my mentor being Zeus. Which would make sense, because we were talking about how we share the elemental powers.
Yeah.
So I think I might actually end up doing that, because that's my asshole father, so I like that idea.
Okay. Alright, mentors, resources. You get to choose up to 3 resources that your mentor has given both you and the team.
Yay!
They can be a hidden base, a vehicle, a supercomputer, communicators, surveillance equipment, false identities,
hidden
a
base,
badge of authority, a chem lab, a med lab, a teleportal, a weapon of last resort, security simple, and simple robots.
I definitely I have an idea for a hidden base.
Okay.
Of, like, it's something in, like, this, like, temple.
Like, it looks
like... Imagine, like, in Hercules, you know, like, the temple that Zeus is in, that the Zeus statue's in?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But it's, like, it's this building, and then there's, like, an underground.
No. What it is, you know how, like, in a lot of, like, skyscrapers, you have, like, the Greek columns, and under, like, the kind of, like, it looks a little bit like a Greek temple, but if you do, like, if you knock or you say the right word in front of it, you instead of going into, like, the skyscraper, you go into this, like, classical Greek temple version of the place.
I like that.
So,
cool.
So you get to pick 2 more.
Okay, let's see.
And you're like, I know a lot of these are, like, science-based, but you can easily refluff it. Like, a vehicle could be a Pegasus.
The chariot!
Oh,
the chariot!
no.
Oh, the moon chariot!
Athena's chariot,
There you go.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Like that.
A chariot with, like, these flaming Pegasus in it or something.
Well, they wouldn't be flaming because it's the moon, not the sun.
It's the moon, you're right.
I can set them on fire.
Black! Like,
Oh, don't you
these,
dare.
Like, that are run by, like, these black Pegasus, like, night-colored almost.
I something kind of like that would blend in with like a midnight blue, and they can shimmer like stars.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that.
And kind of tying into your hidden base, maybe a teleportal.
I was thinking teleportal.
Like, you know, you can go, there's like one spot that's thing, but there's a bunch of these arches
in a way,
all
but
over
it's like, it's a teleport, but it's not a science like teleport, it's more of a magic teleport.
Yeah.
Very magic deistic teleport.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing Zeus referring to your team as your cult. Or
Cult.
your cult or your worshippers.
I like that. I love it.
Ouch.
Please don't try and make the rest of us your subordinates.
Yeah,
Well,
no. That wouldn't
I'm
go
not
over
the
very
asshole.
well.
My father's the asshole.
Yeah, it's just it's
Oh, that means we can beat them up, right?
Please.
Actually, that's not a good idea.
Please. If you can.
Yeah, it's not.
and I
don't think you guys can.
Also, I just want to say on the flavor-wise, like, there's a new, like, Zeus is still married, but there's a new arm candy every week.
Oh, I'm sure. There is.
It's
always.
Zeus!
There's always
It
a
is
new arm
Zeus!
candy. We got Leto, we've
Zeus.
got Hero, we've got
That's the one he's technically married to.
I know.
Mm.
I
We're
just
gonna
remember
ignore the
Leto
other part of Greek
Leto is
mythology there.
Artemis's mother.
All right, so okay, we got your features there.
Yeah.
So moving on to see. Actually, we're gonna skip your burns and flares because those are basically your moves for the Nova. Because you don't have standard moves, and basically it's just the same stuff.
God, I'm blind again.
Cool.
Okay, I guess we're already up to the Doom.
All right.
Doom, 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 doom.
By the way, I chose the Psychic Construct.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I figured they were the most magic-y kind of thing. And
you can summon like cold demon monsters or whatever to do.
it's always
that.
birds. It's birds. So many birds.
Always birds.
All right, who is your nemesis that represents your Doom?
all right, I am still coming up with a name, but I'm thinking it's kind of like a very powerful wizard type of person, like or warlock.
Okay.
That
I guess let's roll the clock back up before we talk your nemesis, because even though it's on the first sheet, listen. What is your Doom? What is the Doom that is ever approaching you?
well, I sold my soul to a demon, so that's kind of coming up.
All right, so basically, you have debts that are coming due.
Yeah, exactly, and probably going more and more towards that darkness that's going to consume me.
Yeah. All right, so which two of the options brings your Doom closer?
All right, I think overexerting yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm debating on injuring innocents or frightening loved ones.
I feel like the injuring
Depends on
innocence.
how much of an escort you already are.
Yeah, okay.
Just because.
Hey, honey, look at your camera.
What's wrong with my camera?
It's yours.
That's
yours?
mine. Oh, it fell off.
Yeah, you keep moving your thing around, so it gets knocked off occasionally.
Okay.
All right. Just because I feel like injuring innocence is basically because this was what. Okay, actually, I want to suggest something else here. This is what. Because like overexerting yourself, yeah, you're calling upon the powers that you do and making your due date come closer, like like the spawn's timer kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I want to say something like more like showing mercy.
Really?
So it's more like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I can kind of see that,
like so if you like choosing to not use your powers. Is also kind of as like they want you.
Right. You have to use your power.
Yeah, I actually like that. That'll probably work.
All right.
And the
I would
narrow
go
band
honestly,
of like not showing mercy but not using your powers is a really thin line to walk that you can theoretically do.
Hey, Annie,
That's a
you
very
wanna
demon
play
thing of
over
like,
there?
oh no, there'll be a way that you
these
don't
are
have a
one of my
penalty at
ciders.
all. It's just you gotta thread the needle.
Yeah, I like that actually a lot.
All right. So now we kind of got that part. Kind of got the texture of your Doom figured out. So your nemesis, you wanted to be like a warlock. So is this like a demonic tax collector here? Like, is he just collecting the debt when it comes due? Or is it, like, why is he your nemesis?
Basically, because I was thinking, like, he was the one who sent that demon that killed my parents.
Okay.
So I'm kind of more like a businessman kind of thing, like, very Xanatos-ish.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be an epic and powerful enemy representing and embodying your doom. So right now it feels like he is. It's cool for a nemesis in the not the feature sense, like as someone who's a villain against you, but like he doesn't feel that tied to what your doom actually is. Like it feels like he's not as tied to the demon debt coming due.
That's it.
I mean, the thing is that it could have been the same thing, in which the person who sent the demon after your parents is the person you bartered with, not knowing what's going on. That they are trapping you with this intent to be like, okay, you can. I want to kill the person that beat me up. Okay, and also I need to do what you say. That's right. I'm the person that killed your parents. What? I mean, again, this is more of this like everything is kind of stacked on one thing, but
yeah, I like maybe what we can say is like maybe not necessarily like we still have this mundane warlock thing, but he's not your nemesis. The nemesis is because both the demon you struck a deal with is the same one that empowers this warlock, and he's kind of like pulling the strings on both sides. Like sure you get power, but
okay. So it's less that like the warlock manipulated you, and more like it's like I'll use the power to destroy the power. But of course, this is going to go terribly because the power is demons.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does that sound good to you, Zyson?
Yeah, that could definitely work.
Yeah, maybe pinpoint it though, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely flesh it out. Like you have ideas here, and we can kind of chat a little bit off there about that. But now we have to do your last part because we're skipping your doom signs because you get one of those to start. But we have to figure out your sanctuary.
Yes. Nice. Move down to that part.
Yep, you get to choose 3 features and 2 downsides.
All right. So I'm thinking probably a library of valuable tomes.
Okay. Well, before we kind of finish up what it does, what is your sanctuary? What does it look like?
Yeah. I was thinking it's kind of the family grimoire or grimoire. Yeah.
So your
it's kind of like a big
sanctuary is okay. I wasn't sure. Like I was further. I thought the way you said my sanctuary is a grimoire. I was like, your sanctuary is in a book. Like I mean, that's totally okay. Like
yeah, basically it's a mansion inside of a book.
That's fine. So it's a library within a book, which is is a mental image I love to pieces.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, it's probably gonna have a library of valuable tomes and such.
Okay.
Let's see here. Could have a scattering of ancient relics. Looking at other things here. Oh, locks and traps could probably be good. Let's see, how many do I need to pick? 3. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's go library of valuable tomes, scattering of ancient relics, and locks and traps.
Yeah, so basically it's like this is a storage book. Like it's meant to keep like tomes and relics safe from things.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, what's the 2 downsides?
Alright,
I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna based on the description of it being in a grimoire is easily damaged or tampered with.
Yeah, that was the one I was definitely going to go with. Draws dangerous attention. That's probably a good one.
Okay, so it's probably the big thing is I want to say is the grimoire is not like necessarily no one knows that you have it, but it is an item of arcane significance that people recognize and like, oh, you have that? I want that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, cool. All right, that finishes the feature sections. What were we gonna say there, Jane?
Oh, I was just curious of like, is this object directly linked to the deal you made. So if someone stole it, maybe they are instead affected by your doom, but then like basically you're powerless.
No, I
Or-
was actually thinking like, no, this is kind of just a family relic that's kind of been passed down.
Yeah, like I like the idea
Okay.
that the warlock thought he was wanting to do was he wanted to get rid of a potential rival in the field of arcane magics,
Mm-hmm.
and like the demon's just using himself to kind of basically he's like he's just like spreading the misery to get more people desperate to strike up the first deal kind of thing. Is what I kind of picturing the demon's MO as.
Yeah.
So he's perfectly fine with giving you power, but he wants you to use it and use it to make people like other people desperate to. He wants to perpetuate the cycle of violence.
I think we already have an idea of maybe Dustin's eventual enemy.
So, all right. So now we're gonna go on to some stuff on the character fluff. Well, actually,
The character fluff?
no. One last mechanical thing: your labels. Actually, we'll do labels last because that's not terribly interesting on the air. And if we don't meet it, we can just kind of do that mundanely. So
Yeah.
So let's go for backstory questions. So everyone on the back sheet of your playbook below the labels and conditions, you'll see your backstory questions. So kind of there's going to be 5 questions. 3 of which the first 2 are going to be kind of just giving you an idea of what your background, how you kind of thinking about what your background is. The second one will create an NPC that kind of helps tie you to the world. The third one will kind of create an NPC that ties you to the world. And the last 2 are kind of shared across the team in some form or the other. They are why are you a hero, and why do you care about the team? So I'm gonna kind of like give you guys a little minute there to kind of percolate on those. Like if someone that looks like they're like we're gonna just do one question at a time, kind of just gonna keep cycling.
Can I start? I already have ideas.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yep, we'll just do your first question here.
Right. How did you first meet your mentor? My mentor is my asshole father.
So, did you always know that? Okay, because here's the question: how long did it take for him to realize that? Oh crap! I have a kid here who actually inherited the thing.
I think a while. I think I was living with my mother at the time.
Kind of Percy Jacksoning it.
Yeah, I was living with my mother, who was the the embodiment of Leto, who is a Titan. And
so it's like these stories keep repeating themselves, kind of.
Yeah, and I at one point I ran off because I was living with her and my twin brother.
So yeah, so and everyone in your family is basically the full stories kind of repeating themselves.
Yeah, the whole story is basically repeating itself. So yeah,
So-
very similar. I've never read Percy Jackson, so I can't exactly compare.
I've
Percy
seen
Jackson.
the first movie.
I've listened to the musical.
I love
The movie's
I
not
love
a
the
great
musical.
presentation.
I love the musical so much. But that's my my only knowledge. But yeah, it is kind of very similar to Percy Jackson.
Yeah, the kind of
Except a little darker.
yeah. And so actually,
I'll
we'll do the
recommend the
first
book.
2 questions because I feel like we're kind of carry on the moment. The first 2 kind of carry on the momentum
They do.
together. When and why do you choose to train with them?
So for why, the first start of it is, part of the reason I left is, me and my brother do not get along.
Okay.
There is a lot of, there's a lot of rivalry butting heads between us. So I ran off, and he found me, and he, threatened me with a lightning bolt.
As one does.
I got threatened with a lightning bolt, dangled off a cliff.
So, question for you here. During this time, did you know you were special, or did you think you were just a normal person?
I think at this point I did know because my mother was aware of it.
Okay.
My mother was aware of it. I think it became very obvious the more my brother and I fought, because obviously, like, when we would start fighting, there would be things that would show up that were not normal.
But so you didn't. But you knew you had powers, but you didn't necessarily know. Like you're in a city of superheroes, so it's.
I wasn't told the details. I was in the city of superheroes, so it's like as far as I knew, like I knew there was probably some form of like, some form of strength issues, but not much else. I didn't know what else it could be.
Yep. Okay. So, all right. Oh, I guess you actually because you kind of come with your own thing. I guess I'll do your third question because it's different than the rest of them. Why did they agree to train you?
So he agreed to train me because, well, for one thing, he was the one threatening me with a lightning bolt.
But why is he trained? Like,
why did he want to? I think it had a lot to do with just, trying to find, find these children of his that are obviously all over the place, and I think it was basically, I think he has an interest in my one power where I can literally cause illness on people.
Okay.
Remember,
even though he may be a jerk, he is still a hero.
He is still a hero. I think he has some interest in it, but he's also worried about it.
Okay. So it's kind of like keep a close eye on you.
He's worried about it. He's trying to keep a close eye on me. I think, like, the way I am versus how my brother is my brother is, like, ultimate good guy. Mm-hmm. All this stuff, and, I have that power that kind of, I can't always control it.
Okay.
It's part of the problem. But I don't think it works on other gods. Mm-hmm. I think that's the big thing. It does not work on any other, god totems.
Okay.
Which is what we're referred to as our, we're totems.
So let's jump. Alright, does anyone else want to quick jump on this? Otherwise, I'll just kind of arbitrarily choose. Jen!
I'll help.
Alright, let me remember what playbook you are, because this is the first time. I think this. No, wait, no, this is not the first time. The first time we have the first.
I can read them too while you.
I got them up here. Alright. So, when did you first put on the mask, aka when did you first take up your secret identity?
Well, in this case, I thought it was a reverse situation. Basically, yeah, I was in the middle of something, just happened to be the closest person, and I'll get into what exactly happened in a moment, a few questions down, but basically, yes, there was a villain, they were battling with the magical girl lost, the villain won, and they needed a replacement, so a certain individual came to me, asked me to take it up instead.
Contract?
And, what?
Contract. No!
Oh, God, no! 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 We're not Madoka magicking this!
Well, it's gotta be similar, but not necessarily.
Yes.
Oh, no.
We're not Madoka-ing this. No!
I've not even seen Madoka, okay?
It's heartbreaking!
I know, I need to see it.
It's dark!
Oh, don't watch it.
No, I
would say watch it, but I'm into shit like
that. Honestly, honey, I haven't actually watched it, so you and I should watch it together at some point. I've been wanting to watch it.
But anyways,
prepare for the
anime
heartbreak.
regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I guess here's a kind of question here. Like, let's put on why and kind of spin this on a head. Like, why did you take up the thing and actually do this? Like, maybe you didn't have a choice at the time, but obviously you're continuing to use this and try to do stuff with it. Why?
I think part of it is, ironically, deep down, I really do want to help people, although I would never admit it out loud or to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing this obligation and stuff. And similarly, it may tie to my identity as a person as well, just in general, both becoming a girl as well as, being a hero. So, multiple layers to it.
Yeah. So, why do you keep a secret identity? This is going to be an interesting one.
If I was a guy who's turning into a girl, I'd keep my secret identity too.
Yeah, that is definitely something, as I said, I think it's part of their development that maybe eventually they'll feel more secure in themselves. But right now, if you were just a standard boy who all of a sudden became a really cute girl and had to go fight evil and stuff, you would probably be pretty embarrassed about like, oh, instead of getting some really cool superpower, be all macho man and saving the day and stuff, you turn into a frilly girly girl, and it's like, ah.
All right. Here's a really fun one. We're just gonna do the first three all for everyone because I feel like that's kind of where we're going because they kind of cascade well. Who outside of the team knows your secret identity?
Well, obviously, this is going to be the creature that came to me. I'm still kind of spitballing, but right now I'm thinking it's a
sorry, I don't think. I feel like that's kind of cheating out on the question there.
Oh, fine. Then I don't know. That is a good question.
Obviously, we've established that your significant other does not know. Do you have your what's his name from the Spider-Man, Ned?
Ned, yeah.
Do you have a Ned who just kind of randomly, like, when you thought you were safe and out of sight, and like one person who is a close friend but just stumbled into it by accident? Or is it like, I guess here's the question: does it someone know by accident that you've sworn to secrecy? Or is it someone that, like, okay, I need someone else who I can trust. This is the person I trust.
Oh, I imagine this is one of those situations I may not even realize my identity is known about. Because this person's, I like to imagine it is my next door neighbor.
Okay.
They just happened to notice me during that initial battle or whatever when I came home afterward and was surprised about it, and thus before I, was good at keeping my secret. And they just happened to notice me, change back to normal. And I may not have...
the 1,000 lens flares probably don't help.
Does this person try to take photos of you as this, like...
Oh, that would be creepy.
That's a little...
That's too creepy.
No, I was more thinking of, like, the proof that, like, this person's a magical girl, like...
I feel like that's still borderline creepy,
Yeah.
though.
Well, I guess, Dave, what's the relationship with your neighbor, then? What is your relationship?
That's also referencing the anime we were watching.
But, so, James, what is like, obviously, you said you don't know that they know, but what is your relationship, like, before that, or after that, like, what is the dynamic
like,
between
are you friends, or is he your J. Jonah Jameson?
That is a good question. Maybe, ironically, maybe this is someone who had a crush on me, but has not confessed because I have my girlfriend, or whatever. I know that it's got to be a weird situation of, like,
or are we going to do it,
with me about it?
Or are we going to do this in the kind of the weird thing where they have, like, they got the crush on your secret identity?
I was gonna say, is it a guy or a girl?
Maybe that too.
Maybe that too.
That is something we can mention later on. It's not necessary. I don't know if it's relevant right now, but probably yes. There's someone who knows me as an identity in the real world, but I do not know they are, and they probably keep my secret more from the fact of probably part curiosity, partly because then it gives them something to feel important about anyway in my life.
I think that's cool. That's cool. Like, you have you've gotten, like, you've found a few things, like, you've gotten, like, a letter from, like, maybe you left something that could show your identity, and suddenly you find it, like, you find it left at your house and say, keeping an eye out for you, your number one fan.
That's cute.
That's cute.
No.
So you have this unknown, like, you have this person who is, like, unknown supportingly, like, you, like, it is your neighbor, like, it's not someone you, just for convenience sake, but it's just, like, you don't really talk to them, like, it's just something you don't really, they're not on your radar at all, kind of thing.
To further emphasize the fact of why they wouldn't necessarily interact with me normally, they could be just that completely opposite end of the spectrum type person, like a jock, cheerleader, someone just who is more socially...
I like that. I like the cheerleader, like, the person who would look like they would get along perfectly with your magical girl self kind of thing.
You're Mary Jane Watson.
Your secret Mary Jane Watson.
She was literally his next door neighbor, too.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually a cool angle.
Aww.
Also, I guess one more bonus question for you, because yours kind of goes in there. Who thinks the worst of your masked identity, of your secret identity, like your heroic identity?
And I'm kind of tempted, in order to add a little bit more friction, is my character's girlfriend.
Oh, yes.
I love that.
Ooh.
Yes.
That is
Because
beautiful.
she's definitely the goth, edgy type character who's like, she's so obnoxiously outgoing.
Well, I was gonna say, especially if she, because I know you've described your character as goth, right?
Grungy,
Yeah.
gothy.
Grungy goth. Yeah, I could see, a girl that your character would date would be very, like...
Poser.
He's edgelord number 2.
He's edgelord number 2, yes.
He's the part-time edgelord.
That's
Okay, he's part-time. Yeah, time edgelord. Yeah.
I can just imagine the
Or,
kind of
edgelords, I said it is edgelord prime.
Okay.
I love the edgelord.
That
Shit.
eventually I get dumped by her and she goes to Dustin instead. So
Wow.
Oh boy.
Ouch.
He wants the
I
edgelord.
can just
He's
imagine
not an
the,
edgelord anymore. He needs an edgelord.
All right. Well, let's go down to the transformed here. I'm just because we kind of started going in that order. We were just going to go down that order. All right.
Ah, bummer.
Who were you before, Mistral?
And you still don't have a name.
Who was Infernal
You
before?
can't use your original name.
What was like?
We'll figure it out.
What
Well,
kind
I'm
of person
kind
were
of
you
forming
before?
a different character than the original. So
I know that's the point. You're not going to use your original name,
Yeah.
so that's why you don't have a name.
So what kind of person were you like? What kind of life were you living before? Was it like were you like well-to-do? Were you a part of like a family struggling to get by? Were you like just
no, just kind of
another face in the crowd?
other face of the crowd, kind of middle class.
Okay. Like, what kind of things did you do during that kind of time? Like, what kind of thing that you did during that you miss now? Like, kind of activity. I'm just trying to get some.
Yeah, probably just
In a minute.
yeah, normal interaction with people and
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
Being able to touch people,
yes,
which you can't do.
physical contact.
Aw.
Hug. He wants a hug.
Maybe someone figures it out and gives you a hug.
So, like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get more, like, just kind of more, like, fleshing out, like, the original Thor was a doctor kind of thing. Like, just trying to, like, what were you before you became?
No, more
Obviously, teenager, so you're not going to be a doctor, but
no.
Who was originally a doctor?
the original secret identity of Thor.
Thor had a secret identity?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
MCU
Yeah, the
Thor is very
original-
different than.
I never read the Thor comics. I'm sorry.
I read some of the original Avenger comics.
Yeah.
No, more
You were a figure skater.
no, more bad boy type.
Bad boy
Okay.
type, yeah.
Okay, that kind of gives me a little bit of an idea. When did you change? What caused it?
Oh no.
When did you go supernova?
oh
Dude.
boy. Oh boy.
well, there's
Wow.
a storm and
Like, well,
Better
like,
than
what
falling
is
into a
the-
vat of like deadly chemicals. Ugh.
Like, is this something that was like, I guess, always going to happen to you? Was this something like an accident happened and that caused this to happen, or is this like something someone deliberately tried, or maybe like did you have like a medical condition they tried experimental treating to, and oh god, it's all extremis again?
No, basically it's more natural.
Okay, so
A thing.
super puberty.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Basically leaning towards mutant type thing.
So I guess the question is, when did this happen? Like, what were you doing when this all happened? Because I don't think it was like this is comic books. This is not going to happen when you're
No.
sleeping in the middle of the night. This is going to be like were you at like a school dance and you were literally burning up the dance floor? Burn, baby, burn! Disco Inferno!
Burn, baby,
Oh
burn.
my god, the puns on this one.
The roof is on fire.
Everyone's on fire.
Smoke it!
Oh no.
I'm sorry, but kind of like it feels like a very comic book thing where it was like one of those retro throwback school dances. Just because it's not ever, the pun itself is never actually said, but it is clearly set up to be that pun. You missed the pun again.
Good.
He's glad he did.
But yes, does that sound like, or do you want it to be more like a more private kind of?
More private at home.
Okay. Like, were you arguing with someone when this kind of happened?
Probably arguing with parents.
Okay. Yeah. So not over anything like earth shattering. It was like normal argument, like you don't understand me,
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. Like, and then it kind of thing, and then, whoop, there you go. Who outside the team is helping you understand your new body? Yeah, if you want to percolate on that one, fine. That's the kind of the question to help you build some supporting cast.
Yeah, probably meet someone out on the streets after the change. Maybe it's
I guess here's a question.
maybe it's the person who helped develop my suit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
Yeah.
probably the Yeah, so it's probably the person you. I'm gonna try to come up with. We'll try to come up with some names eventually. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's probably the person who was actually developing your thermal suit. So probably a person who has at least some levels of ties to Aegis, who's the default mask settings kind of equivalent to Shield. Or actually, I guess, is it someone tied to Aegis, or is it more like an independent kind of thing?
I'd see it more as independent.
Okay. So, yep. More of a Tony Stark than Nick Fury.
Yeah.
So, okay. Alright, yeah. Then the rest of them are your default. Okay, Rad, are you up for backstory questions?
Sure.
Me and Brad already have some idea what your character, how your character gets through.
Where do you come from?
I mean, it seems like the most likely thing is some kind of magical realm, you know? Like I was thinking, sequestered in a monastery or something. Like, to really make it outside, what does it just be like a different magical dimension, basically?
Yep.
Probably a small magical dimension, but yes.
Yeah. You came from Clothing Narnia.
No. My character specializes in clothing, but it's not like the only thing that that people in the area do. Although it's probably not entirely unusual or unique to my character.
Well, I think what it is like the magic in your world maybe is like kind of like an itemancy kind of thing where every spellcaster kind of focuses on like a category of like man-made items or maybe just objects in general that they kind of they commune with and work their stuff through.
We could maybe go that way.
Why did you
From the
come to
Magical
Earth?
Kingdom.
Well, you see, Earth is where the clothes are.
You come from a world of nudists.
No. I come from a world where fashion is not the priority. Like there are people who wear dress clothes, but my character is extremely bored with that.
Yeah, so you came here for like the fashionable stuff.
Yeah. There's an element of this, like, why also should I not like there's I also want there kind of be this element of like, if I go out there where they don't have magic everything, I could do important things. I could do great things. That would be
Okay.
great. And the system is like, no, there's a reason we all stay here. It's not a good idea, with that sort of kind of well-meaning traditionalism kind of thing of like, this is the way it's been because it's the best this way.
Okay. Why do you want to stay here for now, at least?
Well, that was kind of answered in the last question.
Yeah.
Of the, on one hand, it's more interesting, and on the other hand, lets me do good things instead of be another face of a million wizards
Yeah.
that all try to specialize.
Yeah, and I feel like we kind of answered the last one here too, because you're one of the ones that kind of breaks the pattern a little bit. Why do your people want you to come home?
Well, again, that's kind of the way it is. They're, like I said, I want them to feel like it's really. I don't want it to be like, oh, we want you to go here. Like, you could make it that there's some corrupt, evil thing that's doing this, but in general, like my character's parents or their direct mentor probably think more like, no, this is just a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know these people; they don't know you. You'll disrupt things. You're going to be in danger. You know, it doesn't turn out well.
Yep. No. That's awesome. Actually, that's some really nice stuff there. Like, it's just this well-meaning kind of just traditionalism. Like, it's not like they're trying to be assholes or anything like that. It's just
right, but a little bit are. So
yeah. And
my character absolutely believes that he knows better than that.
I mean, you're a teenager, so yes.
Exactly.
Yep. All right.
I'm a teenager. I'm not just a teenager. I'm a teenage prodigy.
I know better than everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, isn't that how teenagers think anyway?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the double whammy though.
Yeah. All right.
I'm glad there's a lot of people with egos on this team as well.
Yeah. When did you first learn of your doom?
Probably when I started to actually like look up demon summoning and such like that.
So, what I'm picturing here is this, and you can stop me if this is the thing. Like, there was like section, like you knew about the Grimoire book was something that was held by your family and such, and like they showed you some things, but you were never forbidden to kind of look into it because they said there were things you were not ready for. And then once they were gone, you were kind of going through everything, and without their hand to guide you, ended up in the wrong section.
Imagine it like a Full Metal Alchemist situation where, like, oh, well, I can do this type of thing. Like,
yeah. Well, I think that answers your next question. Where did you get your sanctuary?
Well, yes, that was passed down from like into my family for like generations. So,
like Armstrong.
Yeah.
Passed down the line for generations!
Why do you oppose your nemesis?
Well, mostly for revenge. And, you know, so, like, other people don't have their parents horribly murdered by demons.
Yep.
And when they're 4.
Yeah, so I feel like right now your nemesis, you think your nemesis is the warlock, but it's really your demon you've bound yourself to, pulling him behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like right now you want to like stop that. So I feel like eventually, like once your character becomes aware of this little twist, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna let anyone else. I'm gonna break the cycle, kind of thing. Like I see what you're up to here. You're trying to get more people willing to be desperate enough to turn to you, kind of thing. If that's okay, like.
Yeah.
Okay, last question here, because again, I guess I'm realizing, I guess the last question is almost always the same, but I guess the other questions are not, the last 4 are kind of shifting around. There's always one of them.
I still have 2 more questions I have to do.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
We'll go around and get those in a second here. Alright, who outside the team is crucial to defeating your nemesis?
Well, that's kind of the awkward thing because it's like, oh, I was gonna have it be my bird quote, which it was the demon, but now it's like, oh, well.
Oh, actually,
Mhm.
this is what I'm going to talk here. Quoth is not the demon you made the pact with. It's one of his underlings.
Okay, yeah, that works.
So that he's kind of this guy who's like, he wants to, he would love a chance to overthrow his master, but like he can't directly encourage that because, you know, hierarchy and bindings and all that kind of stuff. But like any chance he can give you to subtly nudge you on that path on your own, like he's gonna take it. And like he's not a good person, like, or a demon, like he just doesn't. He just wants to do things differently than.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works definitely then. And that way I don't have to go like, oh no, I killed my bird. Yeah, alright, that works perfectly then.
Alright. Ari,
Yes,
we finally have gotten our way round back to you.
again.
I thought you were going to be making your way around back to me because I'm the one who started.
Yes, but like I mean, like because
I have
the last one
My
in the
first
order.
3 questions.
Oh, right,
yet,
you haven't done
either.
your questions yet, have you?
Yeah.
None of them. Don't ignore me.
The villain appears.
Yeah.
She's
All
not
right,
a villain,
so-
she's a cat.
Alright, when did you first use your powers?
Pretty young. I'm thinking like 4 or 5. Back when you don't have that much control of your powers, and it just sort of it's something you come across as a small child.
Mm-hmm. So, on that topic, who was the first person you accidentally hurt with your powers?
Her best friend as a kid. Which kind of also correlates into the third question because it's the same person. Because he was scared, but he saw how scared she was, and he's like, okay, I need to do something about this.
All right.
Because it's a rough spot probably between them, but
They kind of grew
pushes-
past it.
yeah, he pushes past it to help her
Okay.
grow.
Why do you continue to use your powers?
I forgot that was a question. I'm a mess. Continues to use her powers.
It's like your powers are powerful but dangerous, kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
you know, there's risks. So why do you press on despite the risks?
Probably because she realizes that there are people out there that need her help, despite her powers being as dangerous as they are.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to link it back to her childhood a little bit. Something along the lines of, I don't want, people hurting other people.
Mhm.
Type of, I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's definitely enough to go through. So, all right. I think the only person I didn't do the last question with was
I have 2 other questions, yeah.
Well, second, the last question is the same for everyone, so I kind of want to do everyone together with that one.
But yeah, there's the,
Yeah, you didn't do it with me either.
Okay. Alright, so we'll start with Cristalum, and we'll kind of just go down the list for the stuff we skipped.
the who else outside the team knows about your training.
That was what the last question was?
Yes.
I can read! Okay, apparently I just thought there was patterns where there really wasn't.
And, the answer for that one is gonna be, it's my brother.
Okay.
Because my brother is also being trained by my father.
Okay.
Because he's training us almost in the form of forcing us to compete.
And I guess that's the reason why your brother isn't on this team.
He's
Because-
forcing us to compete, yeah.
Yeah, okay. because that was going to be the other follow-up question I wanted to ask. So, like, why isn't your brother there? But
Apollo was going to be the character that I was going to use as, like, I know you said you wanted us to have an NPC, like a big NPC. He was going to be my big NPC.
Okay.
Because he's not full villain level, but we're rivals.
Yeah.
No, you could say he's the rival playbook. Oh wait, sorry, different game.
Alright. So for Inferno here, why don't you try to hide yourself away?
Just because never been really one to hide and make people happy by just disappearing. Just
Okay,
'cause
so
I
it's
can
just like,
accept it.
yeah, it's like, you know what? No, this is my life. This is my story.
Yeah. Screw you.
Okay, Oren. This is my
I mean,
story,
it plays
and you're
into
not
the
part
whole
of
bad
it.
boy backstory.
You know that was originally Titus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am aware. And
Oren
it's
stole
Titus.
it from.
So no, I don't realize it was really Titus because I
They
don't know who
voice
the fuck
act. It got
Titus
voice.
is.
It got voice act.
I really don't care. Okay, I'm never gonna call him Titus. I
Anyways.
don't care.
All right, so I guess we'll kind of start with you on this last question here. Why do you care about this team?
Probably because they're the only ones there that might accept me.
So it's like, yeah, you don't care what everyone thinks, but even you need some people who can kind of like, you know what, these people are going to be there for me in some level.
Mm-hmm.
People on fire need love.
Aww.
Right.
You're so hot.
Gosh!
It's never going to end.
Okay, that was good.
I'm gonna remind you of that one eventually.
Busted!
So why does the clothing wizard care about the team?
I mean, my character probably feels like he could go anywhere, but that's not really true. I'm not entirely sure. He does need to do it. The problem is that the character is sort of intended to be like, feels like he's above it all. So why does he care about a group of specific people here?
Like he may not be aware of it himself, but it may be something behind it. Like he still keeps ending up. He kind of keeps traveling with them.
Yeah, no, it definitely could be a kind of reason to stay with them that he doesn't admit to himself. It could absolutely be true.
We clearly need your fashion sense.
Maybe.
That means
But that is definitely a way to care about it. It's like you can care about someone in the sense of they're going to be hopeless without me.
Right. I'm not sure I'm gonna want to quite go that far, but
Yeah, but more of like saying they need me kind of thing is an angle you can go with, or you can kind of go like just try to throw out some ideas here. Maybe this is it. You get inspired by them in weird ways, like their bizarre antics or something, just kind of like give you ideas for things you wouldn't have thought of by yourself. Because kind of the reason why you kind of left is to kind of see different things.
Mm-hmm. Which is ironic because I live in a world of supreme magic or whatever. So it's like, what's this? A magical world where anything is possible? And my character's like, it seems boring. Let's go to this other world without that.
Ironically, of course, being since it's a superhero world, it's ironically the exact
true.
same.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
But it's different still.
Yeah. I should probably home in, and I'll probably do that as time goes by. Could be a reason that my character doesn't know that, but like I feel like this is something that I need more of than that, rather than just like he's there because convenient, and it's not doing it right without that, you know.
I mean, we're a bunch of ragtag groups of like different people, so like that could be like a very thing that you could be attracted to. Like,
You could like the fact that we're very patchwork, and you can style us into something that's cohesive.
So, okay.
Right. Well, I'm trying not to make it seem like my character my character's obviously haughty and believes he knows everything. But I also don't really want to, especially since I've been on the receiving end of these characters, to be like, yes, but I'm actually in charge of the party.
Yeah.
Because I know that that's not something that other players super play well with.
Oh, no, I can totally see that if you are thinking of a superior thing, that's going to cause you to clash with Laura's character about, like, okay, who's the leader?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lara's character?
Laura's character, yes.
I'm sorry.
I know who he was talking about.
We knew who you were talking about.
I know, but I had to call it out still.
Because
If
the
I don't-
fact that mine is like, she is literally a god. So, like, she definitely does have a little bit of that superiority.
Alright. So let's keep going here. Zeiston, why does the team matter to you? Funny enough, this is one of the few ones that actually has a different phrasing on that question.
yeah. Well, I mean, partly because of the resources, partly because. Oh, hello.
Who did we lose?
Wrong button.
Right?
Okay.
We're
She just lost the video.
I mean, it's not like you don't have multiple other magical experts on the team.
I was, like I said, like resources are probably useful, and also like it or not, I can probably not face this thing alone.
Yeah, like in training magical girl, and a person with and a demigod person,
Demigod, yeah.
and a person from a magical dimension. A little bit of magical clout, just a tad.
Alright, so here's what. Alright, so that's good for you, Zeiston. Ari, what do you care about? What does your character care about the team? I'm supposed to be using your character names, but we haven't gotten fleshed out enough for me to do that. That's fine.
That's fine. I guess it mostly because I see people similar to myself, and I guess it's just a place I feel like I fit in.
Okay. And Stalin, why does Artemis care about the team?
I think part of it is, kind of like Ari said, like, finding people similar, because she did have that issue with, a lot of them have issue controlling their powers.
Mm-hmm.
In some form, partially because they're teenagers.
Even adults would probably have an issue with their powers. No one's perfect.
And I think on top of that, it's also the fact that her superiority complex has not scared any of them off yet.
I'm a god and more powerful. Sure thing, honey.
I feel like our characters are gonna have a very interesting dynamic.
Probably.
Like my character's not gonna try. I think the reason why my character wouldn't be a thing is because he probably wouldn't directly assert any authority over somebody.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be like, no, I'm in charge, because he doesn't do that. But he will say what he thinks, and he thinks he's right.
I mean, they're teenagers. We're all gonna do that.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna listen to everything you say. Then I'm gonna punch you with my glove off.
Ow!
Ow!
Charred
Burn
burn
damage.
on the side of the face.
Amusingly, actually, like my one of the other things outsiders like, you're also really tough, and I'm like, that could go with enchanted clothes too. It's like, what is it? It basically walks around in armor all the time because the clothes are enchanted.
You just got like the bulletproof fabric here.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna skip for right now when our first team came first together, because that'll probably be the last. thing
Yeah,
we do?
I figured that'd be the last
Mhm.
thing.
So let's.
'Cause usually we do like a mini session with it, so it's always the last thing.
Well, the first when we first came together is not actually a session. It's just describing how your team.
What I
became
mean
a
is,
team.
you usually after that we end up doing a mini session, so it's pretty much always last.
Yeah.
Because of that.
All right. Well, relationships. So going to start with all right. All right. Would you like to start with this one?
Fine.
So, you have 2 relationship blanks underneath in your character playbook, and you get to fill in another team member into each of those blanks.
Technically, they can be the same person, but to encourage interactions, it's implied to pick 2 different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is similar to the relationships you use for Champions Bond.
Guess where I got the idea from?
Yeah.
He
I know
based
where you got the
Champions
idea
Bond
from.
off of masks.
I fully assumed that. Thank you. Okay. So do you want me to read the questions, or do you want to read the questions?
Read the whole things with the blanks, and then kind of.
Okay.
Fill in the
Sorry.
I
blanks.
don't know if you were gonna read them, or if you wanted me to read them, or.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find a specific order thing for the when you first came together as a team stuff.
It's fine.
Oh right, 'cause
so
there
you
is supposed to be a specific order where you.
Yeah.
So you hang out with blank to blow off steam. And for that one, I think I personally am going to go with Crystallim's character because they are the only girls of the team.
Yes.
That's only
Girl,
50% of the time.
Only 50% of the time.
Depends on the time.
Yeah, but I
time
feel
it
like
is.
they
I
blow
got
off
this.
steam a lot more often when magical girl is not magical girl.
Like, I imagine, like, one moment where, like, they have initially invited him to come with, and then all of a sudden, like, the first time they see him, like, change back, and then they're like, never mind.
Actually,
No. Sorry,
this
too
is
much of a
important.
sausage party.
Actually, this is you know what we'll when we get to Jane's relationships, we'll kind of discuss that question there. So.
Sure. The second one is you once hurt blank when you lost control of your powers, and this one I'm having a little bit of an issue with because I'm not sure who it would be. Though I am leaning towards magical girl in this one.
What were your powers again?
My powers,
Yeah.
similar to the Green Lanterns, except without the ring.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
they don't move on their own.
You
She
manifest
has an
items, basically.
Yeah, she
Right,
has
right,
to operate
right.
them on her own
and-
now. And she leans towards she has an affinity for
I
tech,
forgot.
so she's
forgot.
like
I
a
forgot.
techno geek.
Okay, I forgot the playbook.
So I want to point out a thing here. So to kind of get the thing is, once you create the trick for you is this is kind of why your powers are a little dangerous in control.
Mhm.
You fully create them, but once you've created them, if you were probably extremely intelligent enough to do this, but if you do not create them entirely correctly, like you're trying to
Then
make a
they
laser in
malfunction.
your hand, if you don't put all the wires exactly right, it explodes.
Yeah.
So it's like this,
Yeah, it's
like,
actually what I was thinking too, because I see her as incredibly intelligent and being able to, have the mental capacity to craft these things, but if, she makes one wrong move, like she, when she was a kid and she didn't know this nonsense, it all just blows up in her face.
or she's just distracted for the one moment, and suddenly it's like,
Mhm.
oh, it does this one thing it's not supposed to do, and that's kind of where you have this amazing power, but it's like you have to exert flawless control, otherwise it could end extremely poorly.
Yep, so it takes a lot of concentration to use.
So let's kind of describe. So how did you accidentally hurt the magical girl?
How did I hurt the match? I don't know. I'm not even sure if Jane's character is the one I'm necessarily going with, because there is a situation for each of these other characters that I could use like One of them could have ended up being a freaking like fire extinguisher for Inferno, or I don't know. And unfortunately, that's the only one that's coming to mind.
Well, actually, I can actually run something on the Inferno. Maybe you were trying to make something that was like going to improve their suit.
And it made it worse.
I liked it.
So,
I
but
liked
it
well,
failed.
maybe not worse, but
It failed at the
It blew up.
It failed at
blew
the
up.
worst time, kind of thing, like
Yeah.
where causing not necessarily
And that
physical harm,
and
but
she probably feels really, really bad about that. Sorry, Inferno. You're my choice.
all right. Go ahead.
They can
Chris.
bond over that later.
What is Artemis's relationships?
Let's see. The first one is you and Blank teamed up a few times before the rest of you came together. I'm kind of stuck on that one.
So, like, who did you work? Which of the teams do you think it'd be cool to have done stuff with before?
I think since we've already kind of established like a friendship between it, I guess Ari's character I think would work. And then the next one, I know exactly who I'm going with. Your mentor is cautious. They asked you to keep an eye on Mr. Sorcerer Supreme. Sorcerer Clothing Supreme.
I love it. I love it.
Wait, can we call him the Scarf?
Fashionista Supreme.
I love that this scarf became a thing.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea. It really isn't.
Because
so-
I feel like Zeus is very cautious about anyone that comes from another world. Just because it's like he knows where he stands typically, but if someone comes from another world, like he doesn't, especially considering the idea of other worlds have different gods. So there's stuff like that. So I think he's very cautious of any like other worlders or other universers or
if they
whatever
have
he's
gods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other worlds have different gods if they have gods.
And I think he's very cautious about wizards too, because it's their powers are not natural.
There are some that might consider these scarves to be.
It's kind of like the idea
unnatural.
It's kind of like the idea for.
I'm tempted to have my scarf out next time.
God no. It's kind of like in a lot of religions, they look down on magic being evil.
All right.
So it's kind of that exact same thing, and so he's like overly. I think my father is just a very paranoid person.
To be fair, like how many in the original Greeks? How many times did he act? Like the only time he didn't actually go through with having a child with anything was when he found out. Oh, there's a prophecy about them overthrowing their father.
Should tell you later on tonight about what I have in my head for the dynamic of Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus, because I've thrown out the idea of Hades being a villain, but I do still think he is very much like I want an interesting relationship between him and Artemis.
Yeah.
Like I have interesting dynamics between the two of them planned out.
Like a big guy with fiery things and overly strict with his child. And,
He's just like the
super responsible, but is really bitter at the rest of his family.
he's the bad boy. It's basically
I know exactly what you're referring to there, Rad.
It's a good characterization, okay?
Oh no, I love that about the game. I love all their characterization. It's
We're
phenomenal.
talking about him in Hades.
Oh yeah,
and
I know.
and actually before that I heard someone who described Hades as a very like a dutiful and like sensible person. He's like, what's he doing? He has a bad job, but he does his job. He doesn't get out being like, I'm gonna kill the entire world because I'm angry at my job.
That's a lot how it is. That's a lot how it is in
media.
No, what's it called? Oh, what's that webcomic called?
Oh, Lore Olympus.
Lore Olympus, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, moving along here. Footloose and fancy free.
What are you singing?
Right along.
All right. What is the Janice's relationships here?
All right. I think the first one's pretty obvious. Obviously, my fellow goth emo edgelord boy, knew me from my
Is
civilian
that your
life.
edgelord boyfriend?
No, he has a canonical girlfriend.
Let's start taking a drink every time we have the ability to ship Jane and Dustin together. Because it happens a lot.
Might need more liquor for that.
In this situation, it makes complete sense. We are both edgy, just completely edgy civilian IDs. So it makes complete sense that we know each other's civilian IDs.
Edgelord Prime and Edgelord Junior.
Well, it made sense with last time too. They traveled together.
Situation, I feel like Dustin's character had his situation happen earlier in the time frame, and for a while maybe I was a secret keeper in that kind of situation before I got turned into a superhero, and then I could be really shocked and surprised by my hero identity completely the opposite of his.
We hung out at the smoke pit a lot.
All right. So what's your second relationship there?
Well, I refused to tell someone my secret identity when they first asked, and
Well,
that's kind of a
the trick
hard
is-
one.
Well, first, what was there? Who knows your secret identity? Because guess what? The entire team does not get the right to know your secret identity.
Oh, excellent. Then I probably, in the first place, just don't want it brought up in the slightest. Like, maybe because me and Dustin hang out so much, and we're the type of people who are like, oh, man, oh, crap, what's that going on over there? I gotta go. B2. Later.
So, but
But your character is such that, like, in the context of superheroing, you could show up at the superhero team always in character, you know, but just show up less than other people. Whereas, like, other people might hang around all the time. You only show up some of the time, and it's always in this one persona.
It's definitely a situation where I have very distinct line between my civilian and superhero life. But if I imagine there's one person I would absolutely probably not want to tell is actually the daughter of a god who seems to have and
that makes a lot of sense.
imagine that as a magical girl, I kind of look up to her as a fellow feminine powerhouse of an icon.
I'm a feminine icon. He already has said that I give him Wonder Woman vibes. So
also, I think just to add a little wrinkle into this, what if your theming is like Norse Valkyrie?
I love that.
Oh god, that would be fun.
Zeus is extremely angry. Zeus is like, wizards. There was this one god who was like, I'm the over god, and he had all this sorcery. He had one eye, all this sorcery. Loved ravens. Big dick. I hated him.
Also, like he puts on that front, but like I just picture like there's like Zeus, Odin, Ra, and they have their weekly poker game.
Yes.
I love it.
I can never bluff against that guy. I don't know what it is. I can never bluff against. It's terrible. Everyone else, I can get it by one at a time. For him, he always bets high when he's about to win. Can never be bluffed against. It's really annoying.
I'm just imagining this in real life now.
Since Odin's thing is supposed to be one of Odin's things supposed to be foresight.
It is.
I love it.
The one time he does raise is because he has the foresight to know I'm going to get punched if I win at one more hand right now.
No. He always gets himself punched if he wins another hand. That's another Norse thing. Is causing your own is running yourself into the ground because of prophecies.
I'm going to try to keep prophecies to a minimum in this game. Just FYI.
Because of the last game.
Yeah.
We had too much prophecy shit last time. I just don't want to touch that.
Note to self. You better make a note to self. Don't bring the fates in.
Yeah, we're going to try to downplay that stuff. But... So, all right. So I guess just.
But no, Lauren is probably the most iconic female member of our team, and thus, especially if my character was invited along to like those feminine type after things.
When the girls went to go blow off steam.
Yeah. So I guess, does anyone know your secret identity on the team?
Maybe Dustin, depending on if we want to go with that angle, but I can ask him about that. When we get to him...
I want to make a suggestion. One person I think that would be kind of a cool thing, because maybe this is something you guys bonded over. Inferno.
That would be cool.
Because both of you kind of have that... This is... like, you have something that where you are what you are not kind of thing. And I just feel like that would be kind of a cool... Like, maybe it won't happen in the beginning. Maybe it's something that will come up thing. But I think that is a kind of a cool story.
At the beginning, as I said, I don't think anyone outside of maybe Dustin's character. But I imagine it could easily be a way I could connect with Inferno later on as part of the story.
Yeah. That's... All right. So speaking of Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno.
So.
Okay. Blank comforted you when you were at your lowest.
Wow.
I mean, I guess. Is this character supposed to be like you destroy everything around you? Is that like the archetype?
It's basically like you are not what you basically got torn out of. It's kind of basically like if Travis was a superhero, he probably could have played the Transformed because it's a similar story structure.
Oh yeah, okay, it's the Transformed. I'm sorry, I was under the impression it was the Nova.
No,
yeah,
it's the
Transformed.
Transformed.
Absolutely. Sorry.
I've got the Nova.
Oh, okay, that's a little weird. All right. So
yeah, I know.
Transformed
Yeah, I know. It sounds
Sorry.
like I've been doing the Nova because it's all fire, but no, he's the Transformed.
Yeah, because it's all the super fire powers of. Okay.
So, like, and also remember, guys, you can feel free to suggest yourself as these answers.
Considering
what a perky individual I am, and possibly as a real.
Well, going
depending
on
on
what
how...
we were just talking about, I'd
Well,
say Jane's character would be
well, I have another. Yeah. Well, then here comes in my other one. Blake knew you before you changed.
Ooh.
Actually, I actually like the magical girl as the second one. I think that's actually kind of cooler.
That's why when you guys were mentioning it, I'm just like, I've got one right here that's gonna lead right into it.
Actually, this is gonna be a little bit of a like left field answer. Magic Clothes Wizard.
What about Clothes Wizard?
Clothes Wizard comforted you
when you're low, because like I feel like you don't see like you're used to fantastical things, so you don't see like Inferno as anything weird. It's just different clothing style.
Dude made of fire.
Right, but also like if it's hard to get close to people, then my character wouldn't be so dense as to not maybe.
But I think it's more of the human connection kind of thing of being someone who is just like doesn't treat you like obviously they're not going to do they're going to still do the correct thing based on physics and not hurting yourself, but other than that you don't treat them like a freak kind of thing. Just my suggestion here.
I like that.
Okay.
That's an interesting way to view it. And then, and that was considering then that I knew you before you transformed.
Yeah.
So you like went to school together, but then you heard about this kid who became fire, and then
very possibly became fire and caused a lot of damage, and maybe possibly hurt his family.
Yep.
Like, you had a few classes with him and such, probably, like, back in the day kind of thing. So I feel like that sets up that theoretical moment much better, like, where you kind of knew each other before kind of thing. But, you don't necessarily recognize them, because obviously they're in, like, a thermal suit, and you are a magical princess.
Like, I may not even recognize them because just normally, maybe I was also a very different person back when I knew him. Like, maybe this was back, like, in elementary school before I started going all off.
So, yeah, but, alright. Outsider time. So, what does our clothing wizard have for relationships?
The first one is you've been learning about Earth by spending time with blank. So that kind of limits me to someone that my character would be around doing reasonably normal things. So that means that it kind of rules out the fire person. and the magical girl, because the magical girl would not associate with my character during normal times, probably.
Yeah.
And fire person would have a hard time being around the things. And to be honest, it probably also disqualifies comes from the God's world person. So one of the last two of you were teaching me about the world.
Do you have somewhat normal lives?
It could go. No, it could go with our doomed actually, because my character is supposed to be from magical dimension, and so doomed guy could be like, yeah, how about this? I'll show you the ropes here with this sort of like, I got to get in good, this magical knowledge will come important, potentially.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
how much your character is.
Sorry.
I don't know how much your character is into like being like, I'm going to have this this friendship for practical sake, not necessarily for,
I was actually going to say that ties into my relationship, so.
Okay. So yeah. I've been learning about Earth by spending time with the doomed.
All right.
Rainer von something.
I'm not gonna remember anything other than Rainer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey,
He has a
birth names
whole.
are important.
He has a whole long title.
Right.
The
Von
one villain at
Von
some point
Nelson.
is gonna call you Rainer von what's it ever.
All right. You have a
Someone
crush on blank, but you keep it under wraps. So the
That's why
crush.
he's referred to as Blackbird.
Yes, Jane. I mean, my character was. I was thinking of that. Character interested in what? Oh, the fashion sense and all that stuff. And then the prettiest girl that exists comes around. It's like, oh, really? Only doesn't know the thing, and it has a weird triangle now with a character he doesn't know exists. That's of the other gender he would expect to exist.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as the outsider, you also have to contend with the, oh, you're a dude most of the time? Is that a problem?
Oh my god.
That's what makes it even
You
more
could have
fun.
acted like a grump, though.
I love it.
That is less cool.
That's delightful.
That is, as you Earth people say, uncool. Not poggers.
That doesn't slap.
That doesn't slap, no.
That is just not tubular.
Yes.
All right, that's really.
All right, let's get on to our doomed here.
All right, so all right, you told blank about your doom and the danger you're in. So yeah, going with what Rad was mentioning, like I could probably go look for him for like advice because he comes from a world of magic. So hey, there might be something that can help me there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And
oh god.
so my second one, you'd love to kiss blank before your doom comes.
Oh,
I think for you that'd be a bit narcissistic.
It's not going to be Jane's character. It's going to be Archangel, I think her name was.
Archangel, yeah.
Partly because we seem to have the same kind of style of clothes and like such. So you seem the coolest, like.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
it's the fire person just because that would be really pushy.
And also, it's kind of ironic that the guy who summons demons is with the Archangel.
The ship's name is Heaven or Hell.
Yeah, there.
Dual one? No.
Okay, so we're just about done. We'll do the influence maybe at the start of next time, but that's
That
just.
sounds good because I'm tired.
But now it's the big thing, last final creative part here, and that's the when your team first came together as a team.
Woo!
I figured out why I couldn't find the list. It's only in the GM supplemental stuff is the order you need to do it in. You're supposed to do it in.
Okay, did you find it then?
Yep.
That's weird.
So,
Is it the order you set it in, or did we do it wrong?
What? No, we haven't even done when our team first came together
No, we
yet.
haven't done that.
Oh, no.
But it's a specific order because it helps, I think. Order.
They kind of build
Right,
off of each other.
That's what I meant. Did we do it in the right order or not?
We haven't done it yet, so how can we have done it in the right order or wrong order?
Oh, okay.
We're about to start
this
it
is
now.
what we're starting now.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Basically the idea is when the team first came together, you guys fought off some villain and such. So the bowl is normally the one where you get to define that, but we'll kind of just leave that. We'll kind of define it as we go. Nova, we destroyed our surroundings in the fight. Where was it? What did we destroy?
So I was thinking about the what to do to destroy, and I feel like it should be a really important monument or something.
Okay.
So I guess where was it? It was probably like Central Park or
Like a monument park?
downtown.
Oh! I know what I have an idea.
Temple belonging to my family.
No. We're not retreading
No,
ground there.
I don't need Zeus on my ass.
What?
We're not retreading ground there.
Why?
I can always fix it.
That
with a
happened
bit of
last NAS game.
Oh, it did?
Yes, it was a Japanese shrine gate.
Oh, yeah, it was!
Because we had a Nova in that game too.
And it was on you last time.
But no. It was a monument that has the names of all the heroes who fell in the service of the city.
Oh, gosh.
Like
Oh.
like in like a central like monument park. Is that like, do you like that?
Yeah, I do.
A monument to the other heroes is what we destroyed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a
we
superhero
didn't
version of
destroy it.
superhero version of like the Vietnam Wall.
Yeah.
So I guess let's kind of like, does anyone have a random supervillain idea?
How random.
Like, we're not talking like Chairface Chippendale here, like a little less random than that.
Wow.
Chippendale. That guy's dangerous.
Woof.
I
like
now
a-
I realize how old I am is none of you guys have seen The Tick, the original cartoon.
Oh, yeah,
What?
so-
That
I've
was
seen it. I knew exactly. I knew who you were
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
about.
sorry.
Okay, so no Skate Master. Got it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, since we have a magical girl, a Greek mythology person, and then the demon guy, could just be a random monster.
Like a
The
kaiju or
Titans.
something.
One of the Titans.
Godzilla.
I'm even a little bit above.
Pulled out a Titan.
That's a little punching above our pay
Yeah,
grade.
like
I
this is
think
the
right
first
now.
time you guys came together here.
Yeah. 'Cause I know I want to use Kronos at some point
Yeah, because
as a villain.
yeah, I'm going to try to be a little more true to the mythology, where Titan is more of a political affiliation than
Yes.
a different creature type.
That was going to be the plan, that it was more of a political affiliation.
Yeah.
But I do think that typically the people who are kind of the totems of the Titans, they can shapeshift.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's go old school. Classic.
Hydra.
Actually, yeah, Hydra.
No.
Hydra, yes!
Ah!
Yes!
Get out
Why?
of the
Do not start that.
No, I think a Hydra is a good kind of thing, like, because it's not a straightforward fight kind of thing. So
And when you cut off the heads, more grow. And sometimes they eat you.
We have someone made of fire. We could just barbecue him alive.
Yes.
well, this is why you have to come.
Good.
Thanks for
This is
agreeing
why you have
with
to
me,
come
Minstrel.
together as a team.
Because the problem is, you cut off a head, you barbecue it, it'll just grow a bunch more heads.
Saying barbecue.
I think the idea right now is we need to do our 6 people what our actual prompts are, and then we can combine them and influence some of that. But okay, base idea.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, we have enough here that we can kind of like, we know where and what's going on. So, outsider, we didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How? Why?
That's early on when it comes. So yeah, this is probably a mess of, especially since if there are like half a dozen magic heroes here, and they see a magic monster, they're like, "Hold on, how do I know where the things what's going on here?" You know?
Okay. So, like, let's say it's like the original, like the four of you, the four magic-y ones, like the four supernatural heroes, kind of were like
Who are the
first,
four
like,
supernatural heroes?
you, Zysend, Rad, and Janox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jane. Damn it, you got me
Jane,
doing it.
yeah.
Janice.
It's similar.
Oh god, I need to think about it.
Janisox, yeah.
Is that your new name?
Janice Ox.
Janisox.
I think you're broken.
Anyway, this is one of the bigger reasons why nobody trusted each other. Is, everybody was on edge with like like everyone was looking for sort of a who's responsible for this
Cool.
moment.
Awesome. So what changed?
But what changed? Well, if the four of us are at each other's throats, then why don't the other people take point on this? Is that they were fighting? They were overtly just, what are we doing? Fighting the what's it called? We're fighting the Hydra.
Fighting that thing.
Yeah, we're fighting that thing, and as that we saw those things, and at least some of them knew each other. It sort of went in the direction of like we all fought the thing. We all fought the thing together, and it's like, well, maybe the suspicion was
we were too busy blaming each other.
A little unfounded.
Yeah. Look, I thought you summoned a demon.
Yeah.
Which of you are the evil?
Does that sound good? Because this is defining it for most of the party here, and this is less.
Yeah.
And this is just the act. This isn't just like something that happened incidentally. This is the actions of the party and the feelings of them.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the four more mystical party members would be at each other's throats instead of trying to deal with the Hydra problem.
More in the middle.
Meanwhile, the other two are like, guys, are you gonna help or not?
Well, because I feel like my character is definitely going to be at this point of being like, you know what? I don't even need any of you because I know how to deal with a Hydra.
Right. But then literally
Maybe
someone that
Inferno
you know
and I are
already
just setting him on
and had
fire.
already done it or already doing it, and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I should.
Maybe I should help, yeah?
It's way too bubblegum sweet to get in that sort of argument. I imagine my character is more in the middle, trying to keep trying to calm everyone down.
Yeah.
Doing what a magical girl would.
Which just made everyone kind of even more suspicious
Peace
of
and
you.
love.
Love
Look,
and
if there's one thing a big group of irate people hate, it's a person saying, "Can't we all just calm down?"
Well,
Get
considering the
along.
fact that we've got Sailor Moon, Wonder Woman, Doctor Strange
With clothes.
Yeah, normally
And
Dr.
Devilman.
Strange
And Constantine.
famously
and Constantine. Yeah.
famously not wearing clothes.
Because Doctor
Great.
Strange doesn't wear clothes.
And famously, it's not like he has an artifact that's literally clothes that's special in some way.
It's like his cape.
Especially the scarf.
Yeah,
What?
I think we got the beat here.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
may have
Doomed.
gotten a little off topic.
Yeah, Doomed. We paid a high cost for victory. What was it?
Oh, that is a hard one. Ooh.
You know, people are welcome to give you suggestions too. So it's like,
What was
Yeah.
what was it? Oh, played a high price. Okay.
I was gonna say maybe we had like another person who just kind of died like during the fight.
Unfortunately, not my brother.
If we're talking about somebody, are we talking like we lost a civilian or?
Just high cost for a victory, like.
That's an extremely high cost.
Do we want to make it multiple people or one important person? Because it also
Someone
ties
got
my
eaten. It was
we saved
Hercules.
the life of someone important.
I don't know how free death is in this game or how common it is, but that's super grim.
That is
Yeah.
very grim.
That's
I think it'd be more like a building got destroyed or
Actually, well, why don't
put some people in danger.
why don't we take it?
or one of the team got injured.
No,
Yeah.
let's say I know what it is. It's like to kind of combine things, or at least this is what I'm going to suggest. What basically because of the action, one of the big heroes, like one who like defends like huge swaths of the cities, is out of commission right for like a extended period of time because of what happened. Like he came in to save you, and then suddenly it's like, and he got like slammed hard during this, and now he's been out of commission for like maybe he was in a coma for a couple of months.
I like that.
Yeah, that actually works very
And maybe
well.
that's like
I
what
like-
was
I
the
like
thing
that.
that was like, okay, like this just happened. Like maybe that's what kind of got you guys to finally stop fighting each other, like just bickering or kind of like pointing at each other like Spider-Man.
I mean, not all of us were bickering.
Yes, but
Right.
I know.
Not all.
Well, and like
So,
especially if it
superhero
could have
got
been
hurt
somebody
because of our
involved with my family, like Poseidon or something, or
I
who
want
knows?
this to be more of just a
General hero, yeah. I'm
'Cause
just
it's-
saying.
I feel like it's more like, okay, this is like one of like not like full Superman like level of like for me
All
like
Might level.
not that level like All Might is like
Superhero. It's a superhero
like
that's
suddenly
probably
the
pretty
Flash
well known
just
in
got
the
taken
city.
out of
Yeah, the
commission.
Flash. That's a good example.
Ouch.
That'd be a good, yeah.
All right, next,
Or Hawkeye.
and this no one cares.
No one cares.
God.
Just leave him there on the ground.
He should not have been here.
More than being local.
You should not have been here. That's rude.
There's a giant
That's
dragon,
rude. What are
and
you-
he's
what
got
are
a
you
bow and
doing to-
arrow.
What are you doing to that
That's
poor
what are you
beacon?
out there?
I can't believe you.
All right, transform, because part of the reason I was saying that is because we have the transforms question right now. We drew the attention and ire from Plenty. We drew attention and ire from Plenty during the fight. One important person in particular now hates and fears us. Who is it? That's on Transform Ball.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Ooh.
Yikes.
It doesn't even necessarily need to be like because the hero that did it could be that, but it could be someone who's very defensive of the hero. You know.
I feel like that's a better story.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, maybe if someone
Like a
import-
sidekick or like the mayor or
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe someone
Lois
important
Lane.
in the city,
Or the
Oh,
Aquaman
government.
universe, like.
Yeah, plus,
The district attorney.
Okay.
I like that.
I was gonna
so the
say,
first-
plus if it was a mayor, because we destroyed the monuments,
Yeah.
that would probably add to it.
But a DA, I like.
I feel like because
I mean,
the
yeah,
mayor's
yeah, it
I
would
feel
work
like a
well.
little. The mayor's going to be hostage at some point. Like it's a common trope. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like the district attorney, because that's like kind of like the more aggressive branch of government in terms of
Yeah.
going after
Because
things.
of superhero stuff, yeah.
So,
He's probably always trying to sue us or something.
well, yeah, like basically he's trying to like. It's like Joe Jane as Jamerson, but exactly he's actually a lawyer and can
Yeah,
prosecute.
he's a lawyer. He could actually do something by law.
So, all right, protege.
Mm-hmm.
We stuck together after all was said and done. Why? How do we keep in contact?
Well, I think myself, personally, well, first of all, there is a couple people here which honestly just keeping in contact and forming a team with them would really piss my dad off. So, I honestly think that she decided to give her number to Jane's character and Rad's character because she knew it would piss her father off.
And probably Zyston as well, because look at
And
that
Dyson, yeah.
Sorry,
It's
Dad. I
a
have a
demon
party.
angle.
I have a party with a Valkyrie, an interdimensional clothing wizard, and a demon worshiper. I can't make it to dinner tonight.
Once again, we are left on the chopping block, minstrel.
Like, I kind of want her
You
to,
guys-
like,
You guys,
randomly,
Sorry.
like, I wanted one character for her to randomly, like, give her number and ask out on a date. It's probably gonna end up being Dustin's character.
patterns again.
Go
Take a
people.
shot if you're playing the drinking game.
Though it's just like a random,
Okay.
like, you know, this would piss my dad off thing.
All right, let's try to get the two techie heroes into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeet it to the wayside. I see how it is.
I mean, the thing is that you're supposed to kind of already. The thing is, you were all already supposed to know them, but no. We need a better way to keep in contact than like one of the person contacted the other people.
I mean, it could be
also,
like any
why
other
would my
like
character
teenage
have a
group.
cell
Like,
phone?
I mean, it could be like
Oh,
any other teenage group of heroes with just communicators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what kind of get you guys together is the maybe there was like some of you got kept in contact a little bit afterwards, but like say maybe a week or a month down, that hero is still like he's still off the streets, but like he requested all of you there,
Yeah, that would be good.
and he kind of like
Interesting.
he wasn't mad at you. He's just like you guys like he kind of did the you guys have potential kind of thing. Like
I like that.
like the. Like this guy is like a really powerful hero, but he's kind of got. It's like, he's got like that Cap America kind of like
Yeah.
mentality kind of to him,
Mm-hmm.
like where he is, and he's very interested in kind of inspiring the right people to try to take up things, and he feels like, and I feel like it's just kind of that moment is like where you guys like kind of looked at each other and like there was some dynamics between you, but. It was that moment that kind of crystallized, like, yeah, maybe we could be a team.
I kind of do like the idea when we even brought up this other superhero in the first place of him to contradict the fact that a lot of us are magical. That this guy is a very down to earth street level, like a
Yeah.
Batman
Yeah.
or Captain America type, where he doesn't really have like any. Maybe he has one minor power, but overall
He has no
is
magic. He has no tech, really, either. Because that's what our other two people are.
We can still kick our asses.
Yeah, he's just. So it's basically you guys put Batman in a coma.
Yeah.
Oh no! Damn it! I'm screwed. The Joker's over there.
Oh no, we're doomed.
Yeah, so like his impact wasn't just that he actually defended the city from a large set, that he was just also very much a symbol for the city kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Oh
a
my
lot
god,
of
I
stuff.
can do Batman.
What if? Yeah. You could make it like that. I have a good but bad name for the. I have a good but maybe not great name for the superhero.
Oh,
Like you just said the word, and I just thought, what if his name was Impact?
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
He has
Pretty
a-
cool.
maybe a little bit more muscly appearance. Maybe has a football wrist.
Yeah.
game or has some power fish.
But
Yeah.
the shift was like, what's it? No, you make the impact.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that.
Like, yeah, like, I definitely think,
bad idea.
yeah, I would definitely put him on, like, Steve Rogers' level of
Mm-hmm.
powers. Like, he is a little above normal, because, like, I'm sorry,
Like,
no matter
his
how
essence
good you
is-
are, you're not going to try to fight a Hydra.
Like, he's got, like, some super strength or super speed or something in that vein. Like, something super, but not, like, a giant,
He's not going to go punching a boulder.
He's got some enhanced abilities, but...
And he's probably one of those things where he fights smart and tactically.
Mm-hmm.
probably peak human physiology. Like,
Alright. Yeah, no, I think
Are we done now?
just about here. I have to go I have to wrap.
Tired.
Okay, let me wrap here.
Sorry.
Wiki wiki
I
woo.
Please don't rap. Not that kind of rapping.
Alright. Thank you for joining us for this long
Thomas, you
session
missed
here.
me. I didn't say anything about.
What?
You didn't get to bring me up. during that.
I did it?
Yeah, I think you
Oh,
skipped over.
Dustin,
I
I
am
think we forgot
sorry.
Dustin.
Oh, I am so sorry. My brain just skipped from the outsider straight to
Honestly,
the
mine is
delinquent, and I'm
actually-
so sorry. You were supposed to be before the
Mine
dude.
is actually kind of the opposite of our. I think it's our transformed, because
Yeah.
mine is we saved the life of someone important. Who was it, and why are they important? So I had two concepts. I was kind of spitballing. If we want to be completely obvious, if the DA hates us, what if we save the mayor or someone else of a high political offer?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Or on the flip side, I was also considering something that maybe could dial it back a little bit to the more civilian identity. That, like, perhaps there was a performer in the park during the battle, and we ended up saving their life. And maybe it's someone that, like, my character likes listening to, or me and Dustin like. Maybe it's a musician who me and Dustin listen to often, or something like that.
The big thing I like about the mayor is it prevents you guys from being like persecuted for the like.
I think I like the idea with the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of solves the problem of why aren't you guys like in legal battles because you destroyed the monument to fallen heroes in the city kind of thing.
I also like to imagine that because of if I am doing quote Ladybug's power up set where it fixes things that happen during the battle.
Oh, Lucky Charm.
That's the other reason we aren't in, but it's more the concept of we destroyed this thing. It doesn't matter if I fixed it. It's still, damn it, they broke it. You're lucky they had someone who could fix it.
It's like we broke it once. He says we won't end up doing it again.
Also,
At
you
some
know,
point.
the guy who's been knocked out for a long time. We kind of made like a worse thing for us to accidentally remove midway through it.
Yeah.
Whoop.
But that's fine. Like it kind of like, and like as if figure there is probably people with construction-based superpowers that who make a living just cleaning up after these kind of things. But it is very much in both cases. It's very much a symbolic issue. So yeah, I think we'll go with the mayor angle just because it kind of makes things a little easier on you guys to start off with. Like that balance can go quickly one way or the other depending on what you guys do, but at least it kind of leaves it at a nice equilibrium.
It gives us some history of causing destruction, but it was something that at the point we were kind of able to counteract.
Yes.
We're a menace to society.
So, all right. Thank you guys for joining us for this extra long session here. I look forward to that. We'll kind of figure out the moves. Have everyone pick out their moves kind of between this and next time we play. Next week we are not going to be playing this. We are going to be playing a one shot while I kind of figure out what I'm going to be doing for this and get the art commissioned for everyone's characters. Other than Dustin, who is way ahead of us.
Yeah, I wonder if we have to worry about what Dustin's character looks like.
Yes. But yeah. So
Oh boy.
thank you guys for watching us again. Character art will be done by a friend of the show, Carl. Links as always will be below the video on that. If you want to talk to us about the channel or channel adjacent topics or what else you want to, we have a link also to our Discord. You can also follow us on Twitter at Tales Across to get notified when we go live, except for tonight because I didn't know when we were actually going to go live tonight. So things are kind of up in the air in that regard. So it will be for future sessions. So these will be posted up on YouTube. I'm gonna figure out what day that is. It might be like Fridays. No, it wouldn't be Fridays because that's when I do the Champions Bond stuff. Maybe Wednesdays. It depends on how long it takes me to get these kind of clipped down and put up on transferred over. So, but anyways, so to those watching us in the past, present, and future, I bid you all good night.